I don't want to do anything but sit here all day in some sweatpants and just be with you and have you somewhere near me, right? That's not good enough for the woman. She needs to get out because elevating you means you need to get more exercise. You need to get more culture. You need to learn what a farmer's market is like. You need to learn what antiquing is all about, right?
Or you need to, hate to say it, do a little switcheroo. You got to play the mind games with her and set her up. Plan a whole day out. If you want to do football Sunday, this is some little game right here, a tidbit. Plan a whole day out for Saturday. Get her, treat her like a child. Get her tired.
Yeah.
Take her out to the farmer's market, whatever she want to do, brunch, then go turn around, go grocery shopping, then go back out to go with her friends for like a midday snack, whatever the fuck that is. Then fuck around and go out that night, clubs or whatever y'all want to do, movies, arcade games, or whatever. Get her super drunk, super wasted, tired. Boom. You have a phenomenal night. And you know what the next day is?
Rotting day.
Hair tied, chill with no makeup on. Y'all chilling there watching Sunday Night Football. She might want to be up to make you a snack or two.
But
welcome to Manly Girly Podcast, your favorite North Carolina-based dating talk podcast. I'm here with a great panel today, and we're going to talk a little bit about dating, react to some viral clips, maybe some not so viral. So what I like the panel is please give us your name, age, relationship status, and the last time you went on a date. And we'll start at the end, Lamonte.
My name is Lamonte Blunt. Catch me and follow me at Lamonte Blunt. 30, relationship. Probably. Man, I can't remember the last time I think about it.
I'm trying to figure out why this question is so hard for you.
Yeah.
I think September, October probably. Yeah. I mean, it's been more so settling down, doing comedy, working, honestly.
Okay. I like it. How's the comedy going?
Comedy's going, it's moving in an upward trajectory, and I'm glad. I'm proud of myself for making a little something happen, a little something shake.
So your DMs are open,
No, DM's not open.
DM's not open.
No,
so
if
a girl sees you, and she's like, "Oh, he's handsome,"
It's under construction. It's under management construction right now. So the DM's is officially closed right now.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you for coming on the show.
All right.
And please give us your name, age, relationship status, and the last time you were on a date.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Melanie. I am 27 years old. I am
Get a little closer if you don't mind.
actively single, taking a step back from dating,
Mm-hmm.
probably for a good bit. And I'm trying to think. The last time I went on a date was when I was in China.
Oh, you went on a date in China?
I did.
That's cool. How'd you find that date?
Bumble.
Oh, there's Bumble in China?
Yep, it exists. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Sometimes the apps are not, worldwide, is it still the woman has to message there first, or is it kind of like free for all?
I think Bumble changed the rules. So I think it's free for all. They can message you first.
Okay, that's cool. Well, welcome to the podcast. Glad to have you.
I didn't know Bumble had rules.
Yeah. It's I don't know how the rules work, because it seems like sometimes you have to message them first, and it seems other times you can just message them. So I don't really.
It used to be women messaging guys first, but I think they changed the rules so guys can message women.
Yeah, they're like, it's not working. It's
I'm curious to know how Bumble works in China because I feel like it's a communist version of Bumble. The government mandated communist regulated Bumble.
Hilarious.
Well, welcome again, Mel. Glad to have you. And my friend, please give us your name, age, relationship status, and last time you went on a date.
My name is Arturo Lorenz. No, I'm just playing. I'm Wafiq Zarif. That's me again. My name is Wafiq Zarif. I am single. And last time I've been on a date was probably, I don't even remember because I don't really date like that.
Yeah,
I don't really hop out there, which is crazy. I'm on a dating podcast, but I don't date. I wonder why.
Why not?
Why not? Because I don't really. Because I think dating is stupid. I think we should just pick who we want to marry and then just go get married.
Fair.
I wish it was that simple, that easy.
It is, but you choose to make it hard. I'll explain as we go along.
Okay, well, thank you, Wafiq. Glad to have you back on the pod. I figure we'll start. Like this is your first time on the pod, Mel. Very excited. We'll start it off easy. We'll react to this little clip, and I want to see what you guys think, and we'll discuss.
Marry the nerd. No, seriously, marry the nerd. The nerdy guy. Marry him. Instead of playing games with your mind, he'll be playing games on his phone or his Xbox or his PlayStation. I promise you, life is so much simpler when you're dealing with a Star Wars collection and Pokemon cards and not waiting for them to text you back or wondering if they're going to call you. If you want to date the guy that's playing mental games and playing with your feelings and ghosts, you can have fun doing that. But marry the nerd. I promise you will thank me.
Nah, fuck that. As a nerd, I find offense to that.
Yeah?
Don't marry me because I'm a nerd. Marry me because you like me.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
You woke up with a high level of estrogen this morning. It's good to have you on the show. Marry me because you like me.
You like me.
My feelings
Fuck
are
you.
important.
Yes, feelings matter. As
Yeah.
a nerd, I find that offensive.
Yeah, I think this lady is great. I think she's on to something. Isn't that simpler? Just marry the nerd and get it over with because you're going to end up with that anyway.
No, that's not true.
Go ahead.
You know how many women go back to stupid?
But yeah, that's why I'm
Ain't
saying
no
just
buts.
cut through the stupid and go right to the nerd to begin with.
Listen. Like I said, marry me because you want to fuck with me. Don't marry me. I don't want nobody laying next to me that don't want to be there.
Well, you said marry me because you want to fuck me. That's
No,
the great.
just because
you don't want them to marry you because you're a nerd.
I want you
them
to marry me because you fuck with me, not because I'm a nerd.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I don't want nobody laying there that don't want to be there. Like that's a waste of time. Wasted both our time. Like no, bitch, keep pushing. No.
I would hope that she learns to really be with you because she likes you.
Yeah.
I would hope that, but the message I'm taking from that is be open to marrying the nerd. Be open to the nerd.
Of course.
Be open to being with somebody like that because it sounds like he was the good guy all along, but you wanted to run around and play the streets with some exciting
Mr. Bad Boy.
Yeah, with some like I think about the I think it was X-Men 2 when Jean Grey was telling Wolverine, you play around with the bad boy, but you marry the good guy. So don't even waste time with all of that. Just go with the good guy to begin with, and then cheat on him later.
Cheat on him later.
Nah, I just kidding about the last part. Don't cheat. Don't cheat on him. Don't cheat.
Where are the good guys, though?
Well, the good guys.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. That's the amazing question that I hear from a lot of women. Right, the good guys are all around you, but a lot of times, from what I see, women don't notice the good guy. Because you're not checking for him. You're not actively looking for that. You're looking for a specific archetype. You're looking for somebody that's got this amount of money, this amount of flavor, this kind of car, and you don't even see what's around you. And I think that's just everybody in all walks of life. We really don't see the goodness around us until we leave, and then we can step out of it. Because when you're knee deep in something, you don't really see it. You got to step out of it to look at it to really see what it's all about. So the good guys are all around you. Maybe you're just neck deep in it. You're looking from the inside out, but you don't see it.
I think the same energy of where's the good guys is where the hoes for the bros.
Where the hoes for the bros.
Where the hoes at? That's the same equivalent to where the good guys. Where the hoes? That's what we're looking for.
Mel.
Apparently.
What's your perspective on like? Do you have friends that keep dating the same type of guy that maybe it's not actually what they're looking at, or on this clip? Like, what's your what was your reaction to that? Marrying the nerd.
I think she's. Well, I tried dating nerds. I will say that. They don't want me. That's all I could say about it. But I did give them a chance.
She said she want bad boys now.
Okay, so what happened with the last nerd that you dated? Did you break up with him or did he break up with you?
He broke up with me.
What?
Yeah.
Did he say why?
he said he wasn't feeling the spark, which, I understand that. But he also did tell me he also has trouble finding a spark in other women. So
it sounds like he's kind of the problem, huh?
yeah.
What do you mean by the spark, though?
I don't really know. I didn't get too specific.
okay.
I think when you know, like if you like someone, you know.
I mean, but like when I think of the spark, I'm thinking like a bond or a connection. Because sometimes it could be sexually, it could be mentally that it's not up there to your intellect level, and then it could be emotionally that it's not available, not there, when necessary. So that's how I'm also curious to what exactly is that spark.
Yeah. Now you say it, I am curious, but I didn't get too specific because if you're not into me, that's okay. I'll pack it up and move on to the next.
Come on, that ball at top.
Yeah. What made him a nerd? Like, was he into Magic the Gathering? Was he into board games? Like, what kind of nerd was he? Video games?
He was more of a very homebody into sports, that kind of thing. Kind of very quiet, keeps to himself kind of vibe. I mean, not really on the nerdy side, I guess, just because he's just very much the opposite of me. I guess I would say
So
that.
like an introvert.
Yes,
Wow.
I'm an introvert, but he's very, very introvert.
Okay.
Do you like sports?
I do here and there.
Okay.
I don't like baseball. Sorry, guys.
They don't have baseball in China.
but it's weightlifting is a sport, right? You weightlift a lot, right? Like,
Yes, I do. I've taken a step back from that just because now I am embracing something new. So with this next year, I will be competing in the High Rocks competition.
what's that?
So it's basically a strength functioning kind of a training. Lots of running and lots of sled pulls, wall balls, rows,
Oh, wow.
ski pulls.
Oh,
yeah,
you strong.
I'm not that strong.
Oh, nah. She says sledding,
I'm not that
ball,
strong.
throwing balls, throwing tires. Nah, you could beat my ass. I don't
Do you think you could beat Lamonte at arm wrestling?
Oh, I don't think so. You beat me at that.
Nah, she could throw me across the wall. I ain't trying to find out.
Don't make me mad.
See.
Exactly. No, that makes sense. Awesome. Great. I have another with what you mentioned about the homebody. It reminds me of this clip that I want to show you guys.
Fun fact about guys, we don't want to do anything. And women want to do things. We're going to go apple picking. We're going to go to brunch. We don't want to do any of that. We'll do it to be nice, but just know that none of us want to do it. I used to go out with this girl, and I would fly in from a gig. Let's say my flight landed at 4. She'd be like, when do you fly in? And I go, I fly in at 7. She'd be like, oh, all right, I'll come over at 7 and we'll hang out. But I needed those 3 hours to just fart shit, decompress, unpack, watch a fucking TV show. So I would lie to her just to get myself a little charge up time. I would open the door and be like, what are we doing today? It's Sunday. Let's go out. I was like, I want to kill myself. So no guy wants to do anything. We'll do it, but we don't want to.
I can just set a 3-hour grace period.
Do we all understand why that's 100% accurate?
I say 95% accurate. 95.
That's right, because the 5% are gay dudes.
Nah. Because sometimes, you do want to be alone, but sometimes you do want somebody there, but you want them to just be there and not want to do shit for real.
Yeah, that's the Patrice O'Neal thing. We want you in the vicinity, but just not in our faces.
Exactly.
Be over there somewhere.
That's why I say 5%.
Yeah. Yeah, dudes don't really. I've been there before. You don't really want to do a whole lot of stuff, especially football Sunday like today.
Man, what?
You don't want to be outside at the farmer's market. You just want to sit on the couch and watch football. And
watch my team win, that's all.
Yeah. And what's crazy is this seems to be a point of contention for a lot of women and men in relationships. It causes a lot of strain. So
Mel just mentioned that it was kind of one of those things where he has more of a homebody, right? So,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we should ask ourselves why. Why is there a difference? Why is there such a strain between men and women on this issue? The guy just wants to sit at home and do nothing, but the woman wants to go out. Why is that? And then what can we do to better understand each other? You know what I mean? What can we do to understand that the guy just wants to relax and sit at home and might not want to go out and all the time? Maybe he just wants to. Why is that? And from looking at a lot of men that I know, like my grandfather, I think the reason why is because the guy is probably working. Maybe he's tired. I know
He's
with Mark,
tired of your shit day in and day out.
right, with
Shut
Mark,
up, bitch.
with Mark Norman, this man is a comic. He's writing a lot.
Yeah.
He's flying around a lot. He just wants to sit at home and relax. He doesn't want to go out and do more stuff. That's why he came home.
I get it during the weekday. You doing shows and mics and stuff like that. You get tired. You get like, all right, let me decompress on this weekend. This one day, give me this one day to just relax. That sometimes women be staying home or they doing other things, but they want to keep doing stuff for the weekend that they find interesting, and they want you to tag along. Which I get that, but at the same time, you got to compromise. Negotiate. Sometimes I ain't saying lie, but sometimes stretch the truth out a little bit. Say, I don't feel like going today. I gotta take a shit. BGs, I had some bad Chinese food. Stretch it out a little bit. Then y'all bond a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Find out why she want to do that, and then see if she really want to do it. If she really want to do it, pull yourself to want to do it, and then try to negotiate to where you could just do something that you want to do after the fact. You know what I'm saying? Because once she's satisfied, you could do. It's free range. You could do damn near everything you want to do after that. Not before, not during, after the fact.
Maybe this could be crazy. Mel, you can tell me if I'm crazy or not, because the way I see it is like this. In a relationship, the man's job in the relationship is the relationship, right? But a woman's job is you. The man is her job. She's got to fix him. She's got to improve him. She has to mold him. She has to do him.
That's her
That
project.
is her whole job in the relationship.
That's her project. That's
Right.
That's her project.
And the man's job is let me just make sure this works and make sure we're all right. But her job is no, I need to make you great. So I'm going to focus on doing you. And that requires us to get out and do stuff and exercise and be together and focus all my attention on you. But the man is like, yo, can we just be in a relationship?
What's your take, Mel?
Well, I want to go off what you said about compromise. I think with that also communication. I think communication also huge, plays a really big part. Like, the girl wants to do something and the guy wants to stay home, instead of him just lying to her face about it, maybe compromise, maybe be like, hey, if we do this today, maybe tomorrow, do you mind if I, watch Sunday football and stuff? I think a lot of that also communication, which is one of my biggest thing that I really let men know when I date. Like, if there's no communication, forget it, because you just have to tell me. I'm not going to read your mind. I'm not going to play silly mind games. Like, if you don't want to do it, just let me know. Hey, you know what? We can do something else that maybe you want to do.
Okay, now what happens after that? When he says, I don't want to do any of that, what happens next?
Ass kicking.
See? You see that? That's it right there, right? That's my point.
If you don't compromise beforehand, you're screwed.
Right.
You got to talk beforehand.
I hate to say it, but here's why everything you just said is acceptable bullshit. This is why none of it works, right? Because the man's job in the relationship is maintaining the relationship, right? But women approach it as if my job is you. I have to make you elevate to a higher level that I should see you being on, right? So when the man is thinking, okay, if I tell this woman the truth, that I don't want to do any of this stuff. I don't want to do anything but sit here all day in some sweatpants and just be with you and have you somewhere near me, right? That's not good enough for the woman. She needs to get out, because elevating you means you need to get more exercise. You need to get more culture. You need to learn what a farmer's market is like. You need to learn what antiquing is all about, right?
Or you need to, hate to say it, do a little switcheroo. You got to play the mind games with her and set her up. Plan a whole day out. If you want to do football Sunday, this is some little game right here, a tidbit. Plan a whole day out for Saturday. Get her, treat her like a child. Get her tired.
Yeah.
Take her out to the farmer's market, whatever she want to do, brunch, then go turn around, go grocery shopping, then go back out to go with her friends for like a midday snack, whatever the fuck that is. Then fuck around and go out that night, clubs or whatever y'all want to do, movies, arcade games, or whatever. Get her super drunk, super wasted, tired. Boom. You have a phenomenal night. And you know what the next day is?
Rotting day.
Hair tied, chill with no makeup on. Y'all chilling in, watching Sunday Night Football. She might want to be up to make you a snack or two.
But it's the need. It's the fact that I even need to do all of that, right? That I'm addressing. And the man is willing to do that because he wants to make the relationship work. But she wants to make him work. So we are willing to say, all right, I got to lie to this woman and pretend like I like this just to keep the peace. Because if I'm honest with her and tell her the truth, she's going to be unhappy and then say what you just said, Mel. Ask again, and then again, and then again. And now she's nagging me. And you know what? This is just unhappy. It's not worth it. Let me just get up and do whatever she said to do. That's why everything that you just said about communication and being honest doesn't really work, because when we do communicate, you don't like what we have to say. So now it's a problem because you're upset.
It's just like at the end of it's just like that they just want to do stuff, especially with you. You know what I'm saying? If they can't do it with their friends.
How dare they?
Can't do it with their friends or like coworkers or whatever, they want to do it with you, they significant other. But at the end of the day, if they see that you don't want to be participating, whatever they want to do, they see that you're not interested in them, or they see as if you're not, how do I say, valuable enough to be with them. They think you're not. They look at you as if you think they're not valuable to you, or you're not good enough to be with them on their time off or on their off day or whatever, because they're gonna think, oh, so I'm not good enough, or oh, why not? Oh, what do you got planned up your sleeve? Like,
Mel, is that really what women think, or is Amante?
I guess it depends on where the woman's headset and where her, like, I guess I can't think of the word. Not
her head is her headspace.
Yeah,
mentality?
it is. Yeah, because it comes from a place of maybe insecurity. I've definitely have seen that before, but like I think I kind of healed myself in a way. I am coming from a secure place, so like to have that mindset, I probably won't think of it, but other girls probably, yeah.
And this is where I would tell you to make an adjustment, because earlier you said it's about communication, right?
But then compromise too.
I know. I'm going to get to that next. I think it's not just about communication. It's about how you process the communication, and from there compromise. Because if I just say, you know what, I don't like this. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's bad. Just because I don't want to do it with you doesn't mean I'm a bad person. It just means I'm different than what you want. Now, how do you process that? Are you willing to accept that, or are you not willing to accept it? You need to decide quickly. Are you willing to accept that, you know what, maybe he is just a homebody and doesn't want to go out every weekend?
Sure.
Can I live with that?
He go out with his bros.
Yeah, but can I live with that? How do you process somebody being honest with you? Can you really handle somebody's honesty?
Everybody don't like honesty.
It's tough.
Yeah,
Honestly,
everybody
it's
don't
tough.
like or accept honesty. So you gotta be careful. Careful waters to be treading. Careful waters.
Yeah. You're right. I just say be honest anyway. If they don't like it, forget it.
Man, you need all right. If you keep being honest, you're gonna need a fucking what's it called? A will taken out.
A will.
A will.
What am I going to die? Get killed?
You never know. Keep being honest.
You know how liberating it is to just be honest with people?
Nah, it is though.
It is. It's absolutely amazing. I would encourage you to do that. Just be honest with everybody.
Being honest and not giving a fuck. That is very liberating. I tell you that.
That's a good life. That's a good point. I want to touch on that. Wafik, do you think that most men are honest with most women that they have an interest in? Bless you.
Absolutely not. Definitely not. Because we are conditioned from the time, I would say about 12 years old, to lie to every woman, because we want to be with them in some capacity, whether it's I want you to be my girlfriend at age 12, or I want to have sex with you at age 18, 19, 20, or I want to get mad at you or married to you. We're conditioned to lie to women from the very beginning.
You had me scared when you said age 12. I was like, man, sir?
Yeah.
What are you talking about here?
And that condition comes from our parents. It comes from society. It comes from the whole notion that a woman is a piece of crystal. She's fragile and delicate. You have to do everything that you need to do to maintain the structure of this fragile little piece. She can't handle too much harshness. She can't handle what you would do with a regular cup that you would feel is acceptable. You can't pick her up like this. You got to use kid gloves. We're conditioned because we're chasing the woman and we want to be with her. So we're willing to subjugate ourselves and adjust ourselves around falsehood and a lie to make her feel happy enough to give us whatever it is we want.
That's right. She is the prize.
AKA selling the dream. You know?
She is the reason in all to be y'all.
And it's crazy because you start to, when you get out of the matrix, when you realize, oh snap, women actually like it better when I'm honest with them. I left the matrix a while ago.
Some women.
Now, I would say all of them. Not all of them.
No.
And here's why. Because this is where you're messing up, Lamonte. You are still playing the game to try to get with every woman out there, when you should be playing the game to disqualify the women that you don't even need to be with.
Not even, okay.
And here's how that sounds before you speak. Does this make me look fat? Yes.
He trying to die, bro.
Right? And you know why?
trying to
Because
die.
that's honest. Now, see, that's where you're messing up. You're scared with the honesty.
Listen,
the honesty will
you don't
liberate
you ain't got to be blunt, but you do have to be honest.
Yeah.
You got to be honest.
You can say
Why?
it don't make you look fat, but it do make you
Why?
look abnormally
Why?
bigger than what you're.
Why do
used
I need to
looking.
do that?
Sometimes you need to put the candy, the medicine in the candy, and force feed it to somebody.
What medicine are we giving them? Are we trying to get her to lose weight, or are we trying to answer her question?
Both.
Really? Because
Both.
that's not what she said. She didn't say, "What's a good workout plan for me?" She
She
said,
don't have
"Does
to
this
say
make
it.
me look
Sometimes
fat?"
I'm gonna be honest. She don't have to say it. Sometimes it have to be initiated.
Do you do the same thing when somebody says, "What is 2 + 2?" Do
Hey,
you
listen. I say it's 4, but like you can get it. You get it another way. You can do.
According to you, that's too blunt.
That's too blunt.
Yeah. 2 + 2 = 4. According to you, is too blunt. You want us to say, well, it's 3 + 1.
3 + 1.
But sometimes
5 - 1.
We don't do any of that. We just say 2 +
6
2
- 2.
= 4.
But listen, with women's a little different. You don't necessarily have to be blunt. Like in a relationship, the relationship is strength is based upon how y'all make it, how y'all communicate, right? You can make it either super challenging or very simple. It's up to you as the guy to either want to compromise or want to say, whatever. You know what it looks like. You know you don't look good in that, or you know you look okay in that. She don't want to hear that from the guy that she not only sleeping with, but want to be with for the rest of her life, or she see herself want to be with for the rest of her life. She want to hear, okay, well, sweetie, that is not for you right then, but with some time, work, and of course effort, it could be for you. She want to be sold. She wants to be sold as if you're a car salesman. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. Like she want to feel as if, okay, this may not be me right now, but my goal for next year, this will be me and forever on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That sounds absolutely beautiful, and that sounds like a great thing
but
to do.
that's the beautiful relationship,
Right.
though.
And that sounds like a great thing to do with the person that you're in a relationship with, like your wife. But before we get to that point, if we do that with everybody, we let a lot of trash into our ecosystem. I found, I made a turn when I got into my my mid-20s where I realized, yo, why am I lying to these girls, man? Why don't I just tell them what the real deal is, right? And then this is what a girl said to me. Her name was Courtney Riley. She said, well, I think you're a jerk, but it's sexy. And then I realized, yo, all I did was just be honest with you and tell you the truth, but then they weren't used to hearing the truth.
Where was
They
her
were used to hearing
headspace at, though?
just a regular person. But the lesson I took from that was, yo, if I'm honest with these women, that's going to turn off some women, but I shouldn't be with those women to begin with, right? And then here's another switch. Me and some other guys went from asking girls for their phone numbers to, yo, this is my number right here. Call me at this time, and then walk away. And if they call you, they call you. If they don't, they don't. But we were disqualifying a lot of trash out of the system to begin with, so that way we had the few that got through were of much higher quality. We were
How many women are you giving numbers to under that system?
Back then, I mean, maybe like 5 if you were feeling them like that.
A day?
Oh no, not a day.
Dang, all
I was
right.
like,
Not
Okay,
a day.
do your thing.
Not a day. I mean, maybe 5 in a week, and that's a high number.
Just put your number on your windshield, you know.
A number a day.
Yeah, but we weren't lying to them to say, yeah, baby, you look really good. Can I get your number? Yeah. You fine. I see that so many times from dudes on the
Is
internet.
That a lie, though?
Yeah, it's a lie.
If
Here's
she
why.
look good, that's a lie.
Yeah, it's a lie because we say that to
Man.
every woman. I see that so many times on the internet.
Belle,
you
I
wild.
want to get your perspective on this.
that's happened to me before.
Somebody lied to you to get their number?
No, not lie to me. Be like, oh, they use that phrase. Oh, you're fine. Let me get your number.
Right.
But that's not a lie, though.
Yes, it is, Lamonte.
Man, listen, if Shawty look good, I'm going to tell her. If she don't look good, I ain't going to say shit.
Okay, that's you. But the majority of men are so thirsty.
Man.
We're trained to be so thirsty. I see pictures on the internet. A woman will post a picture of her wearing sweatpants and she's just showing her butt. She's leading with the butt like that's the sum total of her value.
But that should look good, though.
And all the comments, oh, what's up, queen? This gorgeous queen. I'm like,
That
yo,
shit
this
look
is
good, though.
no.
Man,
this is a scale of 1 to 5. This
Ass
woman's a
look
2.
good. She don't look good. That
Mel,
ass
what's
look
your
good.
perspective on this?
I'm just shocked because am I really lying? You said
You have like the angel and the devil on your shoulders.
I'm just that's happened to me about lying.
Yeah, they're lying.
I thought they were just being genuine, you know.
No,
being
they're
nice about
lying
it.
because they're lying because they're trained to lie to you to get with you. Now, get with you it could be a variety of things. It could be just to have sex with you. It could be to form a genuine relationship for you to be their girlfriend, or it could be marriage, but it's get with you in some capacity. A lot of the time, if you don't even know this dude and he's telling you you are absolutely gorgeous, you're a wonderful person, that's probably a lie. How does he know you're a wonderful person? He doesn't even know you. I would steer clear of that and be more interested in the dude who's showing less interest or says, nah, I don't really like this about you. Because at least we know he's honest. That's something you can build upon.
Tell her when we go for the dude, it's like, I don't like your hair.
Yep. I've done that before. I've told a woman, yo, you got a big forehead. What? Really big forehead. Right?
Hey, yo. Well, I hope you got insurance, though.
Nah, see, that's you still got, you gonna see. You gonna see. I was like, yo, you got a big forehead, but I like big foreheads. So that works for you.
Hey, man. Because, listen, you need health insurance, you need life insurance, and you need a daggone a will in your policy.
You still caught in the matrix of having to lie and
I'm not
smooth
lying
around
to
this
these
stuff.
women. I'm telling you, I'm not lying. If I feel like this is the thing, if this is the way I see it, like, okay, you look good, I'm gonna tell them you look good. If I say you smell nice, you smell nice. If I say like a female comment, not talking to them, but hypothetically, a female comment, if I say you funny, you're funny. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. But at the same time, if I see a woman in the street, she has sweatpants on, and she don't look as appealing.
Yeah, but quick question. Let's say it's a woman that you're interested in,
right,
and she says a joke.
Right.
Are you going to lie to her and tell her that she's funny?
I'm like, yo, that's funny.
Exactly.
Like, if that joke is funny, I'm going to say it's funny. If it's not, I'm like, ha, everybody thinks that they're a goddamn comedian. You know.
What if you really like her?
Hey, listen, I'm going to smile. I'm like, ha.
No, but see, let's get strike closer to the heart of the matter. That's not what she would say. She would say, "Is this funny, Lamonte?" Now that's a direct question.
If she's asking me if the joke is funny, the joke she just told, I'm like, well, you can say this instead of that, or this. I give her constructive criticism. You know?
Oh, so you're telling me it's not funny then?
Right.
Well, listen, ma'am, if you want the joke to be funny, you will listen.
See, constructive criticism doesn't work when you don't set a ground level first. We gotta first establish that, hey, yo, you're fat, you're out of shape, or what? Or we gotta establish you're not funny. We gotta establish that baseline. You know what I'm saying? That's how you wake alcoholics up out of the cycle of alcoholism. They have to first. Everybody at the AA meeting says, "Hi, my name is John. I'm an alcoholic." None of that other stuff is gonna work until they admit they're an alcoholic. So tell a person they're not funny. Now here's how we can make it funny. Or you're fat, or whatever it is that they're asking you about. And if they get mad about it, I think that's them being selfish. Why would you ask me a yes or no question if you're only willing to hear a yes? Why'd you even give me the option to say no? Here's why. Because you wanted to fool yourself into thinking that you were a good person and to give this false image of you being a good person to everybody else out there when you're really not.
Everybody don't accept and like accountability.
That's not my problem, man.
Well, Fik, I have a question for you, right? Like, because, and to like what you asked, Mel, right? Like, I do think that a lot of guys do end up lying to women, right? Just to be in the presence of them, right? Like, you know, maybe waiting to shoot their shot, or they go out and, you know, they're kind of like putting all bets on all the horses, you know, and see one of them's going to win. Do you think that this could lead to then women being very confused about who actually likes them, who actually is their friend that has a real interest in them and not, and then by consequence reacting very negatively to where somebody gives them a very blunt truth? Do you think that there's something to that?
Yes. And this is why I would tell Mel, don't feel bad because it's not your fault. It's our fault. It's men's fault because we are the ones setting the system up for the lies to continue. We're the ones that are doing this stuff. I mean, if we stop telling lies, then maybe you, as a woman, you could start to believe people. You wouldn't have to be on guard all the time and feel like, oh, all of these men are trying to do stuff to me because so many guys are coming at you bullshitting and lying. So it's really the man's fault that we're the reason for all of this stuff falling apart.
You know what? Now I'm thinking about it. I think men do be lying because let me tell you, I be walking my dog looking a little homeless sometimes, but the amount of men that like drive past me and stop to ask my number and telling me I look good, and I'm really like,
all right, so it's two things. Here's what you got to understand about that first, and I need more women to understand. Everybody listening, make sure y'all understand this. Number one, and it's going to sound crazy, men do not like false eyelashes. We think that looks absolutely ridiculous. You look like you got church fans or something glued to your eyelids. Number two, we don't like a whole lot of fake hair, right? A lot of long weave. That looks stupid to us. Matter of fact, we would prefer your natural hair. I mean, why? Just because we like hair, your hair. We don't really go for all of that weave. But here's why women are doing it. Because other women are telling them that they should do it. They're taking their standard of beauty from other women, right? And then they're pointing to men saying, well, you see, if you didn't like it, why are all these other guys over here going after the girl with the BBL and the long hair and the eyelashes and stuff like that? It's because, not because you look good, it's because you have a vagina and a pulse at the same time. So these men are stopping you and talking to you on the street because you're a woman. You have a vagina and a pulse at the same time, and that's what they want. And then that's going to be the base level. And from there, we'll get to learn other things about you. You got a nice smile, you got nice eyes, you got a nice personality, but that very base level, they're looking at you like, oh, that's a woman. Okay, she's got a butt. All right, let me go rush her and tell her how good she looks and a bunch of other foolishness, and then try to get in there and learn more things about her later on. So yeah, they're coming at you because you got a vagina. And then from there, they're going to try to learn more stuff about you to like.
Go back to you when you saying you was walking your dog. Let me give you a little tidbit. Social media got y'all fooled because y'all need to venture out more. There is a whole ecosystem of women walking their dog with sweatpants on, hair tied up with no makeup on. It looks absolutely fire. I'm talking about bad as fuck. Like I've seen women I work with that at work they looks okay, they pretty fire, but outside of work you be like, who is that? You know what I'm saying? Like when I say they bad. Now it varies. Like you could be, you know, you can have like the COVID mask on with like, you know, a scarf on your head or something like that. You know, walking your dog and just look and throw it away. Or you could have like some yoga pants on with a what's it called? A purple vest coat, you know, with a long sleeve shirt or whatever, a crop top. And then a man see that you walking your dog, they be like, oh shit, she going somewhere. What? Walking the dog? Oh man, she okay. It doesn't mean that you don't look good or appealing. It's just that to that man or to that person, you probably do look good, or they probably do want something out of you.
Yeah, so it depends how thirsty he is.
Yeah, it does. It varies. But I'm not going to say you don't look good because you'll be fucking surprised. Some women walking their dog, hair tied shit with no makeup on, be looking good.
Quick question for you, Mel. Have you given your number to any of these guys that stopped?
I don't. I always do social media.
Nice. What do you mean?
Like either Instagram or Snapchat if I don't feel comfortable giving out my number like that.
Yeah.
I was either, how about Instagram or Snapchat? I remember this one situation. I was walking my dog. So during a hot summer day, this guy stopped, pulled over, asked me for my number. And I was like, oh, you seem cool, but like, how about like Snapchat or Instagram? He's like, no, I want your number. And so I was like, oh, no, I can just do Snapchat. You know, that's all. I'm really comfortable. And he was really, really wanting me to give up my number like that. And so I kind of just ran of my dog after.
Yeah, like what is it? What does it look like? Like they stop, they roll down their window. What do they say?
All of the above. They stop, they roll down their windows and start talking to me while I'm in the middle of picking up my dog's
Like
poop.
what do they say? Like what?
They're like, oh, what's up, girl? Can I get your number?
Yeah, that's classic. That's a classic pickup line right there.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Classic.
That was hilarious, though. Say that again. That was hilarious. I'm sorry. That was funny.
Yeah, it was funny the way you said it. That was good. Yeah.
By chance, was he fair skinned or he did look like me or Wolfie? By chance. The way you said it.
Oh, you're a little on the darker
Okay,
side, yeah.
He was a nigger, ladies and gentlemen. She wanted to say it, but she couldn't say it. I said it for her.
Yeah, he was black. Now imagine how much smoother the game would go if we got out of this cycle, this system that we're in right here, where the dude has to look at you and say, oh, that's the woman of most convenience right now. There's a woman who's over there. She's the most convenient woman in the vicinity. Let me go and tell her, give me your number. Let me go and lie to her and say, yeah, you look gorgeous.
Sometimes convenience be the best policy.
But that's stupid. And here's why.
How is that stupid?
It's stupid because look how well it's working for you. You see it ain't working for you, right? You see, we still stuck in this cycle of bullshit.
Funny enough, like, and this is a different time, but my dad did meet my mom by hollering at her on the street in Peru. Surprisingly,
sometimes you gotta shoot your shot.
Right, but here's the problem: we're gonna take that one success story and try to apply it to all 1,000 cases, and that leads us. That's false hope.
2,000.
Yeah, I don't think he just asked for a number. I think he kind of like
1,000,
was romantic.
2,000. That's how my mom met my dad.
Okay, great.
Oh,
now
you
let's
too?
come up with 5 more
the street.
examples.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
But let's get 5 more examples. We can't do that.
Why stop moving the goalposts? Damn.
Nah, let's look. I wonder what would happen if we got out of this cycle of foolishness and said, you know what? Instead of playing this game, which is clearly not working because people are still unhappy, what if we decided to say, you know what? Let's be honest. So now instead of approaching Mel on the street, leading with my penis, she's the closest woman of convenience. So I'm gonna say, yeah, girl, you look gorgeous. You all of this. What if I just say, you know what? There's a woman over there I might be interested in. I don't know her like that.
What would you say?
But let me see. How do I approach it? Let me just let her know, hey, you know what? I'm going to find an appropriate time to talk to her. When she's picking up a poop, that's not an appropriate time. I might say, you know what? Hey, by the way, I'm interested in you. You're cute, so I'm curious to get to know you. I don't know much about you right now, but I know you're cute, so I'm willing to take it from there. Here's my number. If you want to talk to me, we can talk or not, and then you just leave. Or whatever situation we're in. Maybe it's a social or something like that.
Yeah.
You go and find a woman that she's talking to and say, hey, I see you talking to that woman over there. When you get a chance, let her know I'm interested in getting to know her better. No pressure. And if she doesn't want to do it, that's cool. Instead of having to formulate lies and say you're gorgeous and I don't even know you.
Let me ask you this peculiar question. Have you ever two men before?
You mean to get a woman?
Yeah, went on a 2-man mission.
Yeah.
How did that work out for you?
I wasn't the one running it for my benefit. I was the other guy's wingman.
For those of you who do not know or understand, 2 men is when the guys see a potential prominent woman that they want to talk to or get with, and they try to use the other guy to take the one from the main guy. So let's say 2 guys, right? Guy A and guy B. Guy A wants to date one of the women or the men and girls, and then guy B got to be the tag along or the wee man, quote unquote. So guy A goes and initiate the first response. Guy B just tagging along and takes the friend. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't. Depends on the people or the guys. The reason I ask that because sometimes maybe it just depends on the atmosphere or where you at trying to get these women or the type of environment that you talk to the women in. Because sometimes you could meet like in a religious setting in a mosque or a church that might be good, or retail grocery store, or even certain like outing bars or restaurants.
Well, you're touching on something that I want to get Mel's perspective on, right? Like. Mel, like what's first of all, like 2 questions. One, does flattery, is flattery a good approach? If you're like a guy, you're approaching a woman, right? Because you say no, you say yes. Is that gonna do women like it? I imagine maybe yes. And 2, what's a good place to be approached at if you are, an average woman, right? I imagine walking the dog and just pulling over and saying, "Hey, girl, let me get your number." Maybe not it, but. What's your perspective on it? Does flattery get used anywhere, and what's a good place to approach?
Flattery is okay with me just because I think it's so surface level. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's very surface level. Yeah, it kind of will catch my attention. Thanks, take the compliment, but it's
you want somebody to get deep into the skin.
Yeah, that's what I like. I'm trying to think, the best place to approach someone? I don't know, grocery stores, something very casual. Mm-hmm. I feel like going grocery shopping, I always romanticize my life when I go to a grocery store, hoping I can meet my future husband somewhere in Trader Joe's.
Okay, Nicholas Sparks.
That can work. That can work.
Yeah.
That can definitely work.
Trader Joe's does have the vibe of feeling like a
Joe,
club
the fresh
during
market.
the day,
You meet the love of your life in Walmart. Let's see how that work out for you. She can fight, she got hands, and she can cook. Let's see how that goes for you.
Walmart, the Walmart on New Bern Avenue in Raleigh.
The one at Garner, New Bern Avenue. Let's go. And then Wentworth Road. Shout out to all the Walmarts out there.
Yeah.
Fuck Walmart. Voted for Trump.
Nice. I have another video. By the way, are you having a good time?
Oh my god, yes.
Man, them chocolate chip
Yeah.
cookies
This
is
fire. I
fine.
ain't gonna hold
Yeah,
you.
This
good,
is fine.
good.
I
You feel
pre-
like everybody feel like they're learning something. You feel like you are better off.
Man, I learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Good. That should be the goal every time.
Good. Yeah, I think it's a great time. Let's see what this lady has to say.
Most men, whether they know it or not, they're scanning for strength, and specifically scanning for strength and sorting for complementary strength. So I'm not looking for someone like me. I'm looking for someone who's strong, not like me. So unconsciously filling a team, unconsciously making a hunting tribe, right? He's fast, he's strong, he's accurate, he or she, we don't even care. Truthfully, it's just competency to produce the result. And it's something huge for a woman to understand that men are looking for in a mate. Complementary strength. They're not looking to compete. They're looking for how are you a genius in a different way that I'm a genius? How are you brilliant? Oh my gosh, she's so strong like that, right? Complementary strengths.
Two things. Number one, I don't like when women talk about what women want, what they think, and how they feel. Because 9 times out of 10, you're not accurate as you think you are. Number two.
First of all, before you go into number 2, that's the most hilarious thing that you said, because a minute ago you're like, women think that like this and this, like,
I'm talking about when it comes to like men in general. Like, not from what you've been through. I'm talking about in general. Like, all men wants this. All men. I'm like, man.
Could she not have done some research?
Yeah, like, not all men, but still, like, you can ask 100 men. You can be Family Feud and ask 100 men what they think they want from men or women. Okay, cool. But without going, most women don't go through that. Most women don't ask 100 men what they want or how they feel. Like, especially ones that go on these TikToks and do shit like this,
But how do we know she hasn't?
Did they say she cited her source?
No.
Shit.
Well, let me give you another clip by her, and then we'll distill both of them in context, right? Because surprisingly enough, Fika, I think she might have done her research.
And why criticism doesn't work?
Yeah, but why doesn't it work? Why doesn't it work? What makes it so, like, and what should we do instead?
No, but we know it works on other women. That's how we get women to change. We criticize them. Women have no protection against criticism. None. It goes from the criticism, that color lipstick? Boom.
Yeah.
You may
You're
never
changing
wear
the
that color
lipstick.
lipstick again, or for sure not around me.
That's true.
Yeah. All
true.
we have to just go, We're so sensitive to being pleasing because we're going to survive, we think, by being perfect.
But even
Men
if,
have
but
5 layers of protection against criticism.
oh, okay.
Do you want to take the time for me to teach them, or people could just go to YouTube?
Well, what do you think would be the most helpful information for someone who's listening right now? I guess they can go to the YouTube video. I
Yeah.
can put a link to that one.
Well, men rave about it on YouTube.
Okay.
They rave. They're like, this is, they wish every woman in the world heard it.
Okay, give me some nuggets.
Okay, I'll give you
let's do
some
it.
nuggets.
Yeah.
So that look I gave you. So the first layer of protection from criticism is single focus. Men do not hear or perceive most of the criticism that's directed at them because they're focused. They didn't see the snarky look.
Yeah.
But we think they ignored the snarky look because they don't care about us.
Totally. I've done times where I'm like, haven't you noticed how frustrated I am?
Well, here's what I say. Lamonte is exactly right.
I know
with the first thing. All right, you're right. That it does get to be a little silly sometimes when a lot of women are saying what men think when the information comes from Cosmopolitan magazine or from other women. But I think this woman is right because I agree with her. I know she's right because what she said.
You think she's right because you agree with her?
Yeah, because I'm a man, so I can confirm that. Yep, she's correct on that one.
Yeah.
She's correct on what she was saying and think about women for sure. She's correct on that. But what she was saying about man being laser focused, not necessarily all the time. Not always the case. Some men don't pick up what you pin down, and some men do keep their head on the swivel and pick up context clues. Like, you ever been around a woman? You ever been around a woman and see a shorty like look at a guy sideways when he says some outlandish shit, and you be like, oh shit, this nigga said this, and then she's about to react, but before she have time to react, you step in and say something. Oh well, we don't think like that, or we don't act like that. Like he try to ease the blow so it won't be as bad, or she won't act out or lash out as bad as she was going to originally.
How many open mics did you do last week?
All right, you know the fuck what.
I'm gonna prove the point. How many open mics did you do?
Probably like 4.
And you said your comedy is getting better, right?
All right, okay.
Is that what you said?
All right, what is it, Whoopi?
Is that what you said?
What is it?
Isn't that what you said?
That's what I said.
Well, somebody said that Lamonte is not that funny. But did you stop because somebody said that?
No.
Exactly. Your single focus mindset said, I'm going to get better at comedy no matter what. Yeah. So what you're telling us is the woman is wrong because of these exceptions. You keep leading everything with sometimes men. We know that, but we're looking at the whole big picture. And for the most part, what she says is exactly right. And you are a prime example of that. Your single focus mindset is, I'm going to be better as a comedian. And you didn't let the fact that one person said, well, I don't like Lamonte's comedy, get in the way. Yep. You went and did those 4 open mics.
That is true. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about her, what she's looking at far as men as a whole, as being single focused.
You just said, I'm not talking about that. I'm not
talking about my comedy. I'm talking about her.
Your comedy is part of being a
your
man.
Focus, you know,
no,
like
I'm talking about what she said, not what you said.
She's talking about men. What are you talking about, man?
I'm talking about what she said. Men have a single focus mindset. I'm not saying that is true at all because it's not.
Didn't we just say you had a single focus mindset to
get
your
comedy goes?
That's part of life, bro. She's talking about men.
Because that's important to you.
But not in a relationship status or not in a situationship status. You know
she's talking about men in general, man. In the relationship, the comedy, your love life, all of that's part of what she's talking about.
It's always a single focus mindset or viewpoint.
Let me see if I can convince you. Let's give her another shot. You know, let's give her another shot. We gotta turn you into a believer, Whoopi. Lamonte.
I can't be out here listening to this.
Men are so deep. And one of the myths is that they're superficial. But we don't realize we're cutting them off at the tip of the iceberg. And there's
Lamonte's gonna follow this lady by the end
in
of this
there.
Podcast.
And feelings, which we always want them to talk about, that's deep sea diving. You gotta wait and wait and wait, sometimes days. Like, you can think about this and get back to me. It's worth waiting for.
In the arms.
Just because you put the sad music behind it don't mean that shit's accurate. Like,
yeah, I know, right?
Come on now, like.
It is accurate, but I feel like
all right.
Men, they don't allow themselves to get to that deeper level. There's so many times where I've, have that patience and waiting for them to get a deeper level. And when they realize it, they cut it off, they leave. So I feel like, I've seen men who with my dad and everything, he take care of me, my family, my mom and everything. I've been in this one relationship where it took this guy maybe 2 years and he finally he really did love me. He started taking care of me. So I have seen that. But nowadays, when I date, I don't even get to that point where men, really, get their feelings out and really kind of share them with me. As soon as they feel, they cut it off and they leave.
Yeah. That's correct, because that is the sickness of manhood. So when she said in the 2 videos ago, she said men have 5 layers of protection, right? That's because men are the ones that from the time we are, I would say probably 12 years old, we are going out into the world to get what we want. We have to go over there and get that girl, write a letter that says, I like you. Do you like me? Check yes or no. We have to go ask the girl, do you want to go with me to the prom? We got to go out and get a job. And because we got to go out and put ourselves in the line of fire and risk getting rejected, we start to learn how to maneuver through life and build life skills that lend itself to comedy, to be a security guard or whatever. We learn how to schmooze our way through life because we're so used to going out and risking it all. Even the cavemen, they would go out and risk death from whatever animals are out there to go and kill something and bring it back, and you start to learn skills to help you survive. These are survival skills, right? That's why when she said we got 5 layers of protection, that little criticisms like Lamonte is not funny doesn't bother us because we're so used to going out and getting it. We don't care about that. We know how to get around it. And that's also why women, they're different. They're more emotional because they're not out there putting themselves traditionally in the line of fire as much as us. Because, how many guys have you gone out to pursue? I want to get that guy. You don't do that. The guy comes to you, right? So that's why she's correct on that.
You're like, hey, let me get that number. You know, like,
if that happens, we feel like, man, this is my lucky day. That's a blessing. But the sickness in that is because we have these 5 layers of protection, we're always on guard. It's very hard for us to drop the guards and let our emotions free and let somebody get deep into our feelings like that because a lot of times, man, if we do, we could die. And that's just been how it is since the dawn of time. If you let your guard down, that animal could come in there and kill you when you've been trying to protect everybody at the homestead. If you let the guard down, you might die emotionally, and that could devastate you because we got too much on the line to be devastated. But the women that we can find the women that we can trust to let our guard down with, that is typically the one that you should be marrying. Because you've built something with this woman to the point where you can let your guard down with her and she's not going to devastate you emotionally. And even if it does hurt emotionally, she'll be patient enough to help build you back up. So you should reward her by protecting her, taking care of her, and giving her a chance and compromising when she says, you know what, I want to go antiquing on a Sunday. That's just what I'm going to have to do to make this woman happy because she's worth making happy.
Are you talking about compromising her?
Yeah, we're always looking for somebody. That's what a man is looking for. A woman who is worth making happy.
Okay, compromisation. Love to hear it. Love to hear it.
Compromisation.
Come on,
I like
now.
that word.
what do you think about? What's your take on what you just heard? You know?
No, I understand that, but I feel like there's so much that goes into it. Like, I think a man would know when he can let his guard down and his feelings, but there's like, I've tried so many, like, I've given them space, kind of let them do what they want to do and I do my thing. It's still a tough thing to break through.
Yeah, that's because we don't love these hoes. We're taught from the beginning, you can't trust these hoes. We cannot trust these hoes. There's so many scandalous hoes out there who are playing games that is hard to get to that point, which is why I said if we would all just be honest from the beginning and get out of the system that we're currently in, which is clearly not working. When the marriage rate in this country is 50%, why in the world we're still playing the game the way we've been playing it when it's clearly not working is beyond me. If we would get out of the system and get into a system based on honesty, sincerity, and righteousness with whatever we do, I think we'd be a lot better off and we wouldn't have to carry this shield of don't trust these hoes, and you wouldn't have to carry this shield of dudes ain't shit. I can't believe these dudes. We could actually get down to business and be honest with each other and begin to love and build each other.
Now, I want to touch on that, right? Like, do you think that dating apps are a positive or a negative to that behavior? And we'll start with Wafik and then we'll go around.
A positive or definitely a negative, because when you get on the dating app, you don't know the person. The reason you're on the dating app is because you're scared. You're scared to get out and have genuine interaction with another human being. So you figure if I just hit a thumbs up, a thumbs down, left and right swipe, that'll eliminate the potential hardship of human interaction. But that potential hardship of the human interaction is necessary for the human experience for us to begin to weed out the people who don't belong, the undesirables, and for us to learn how to operate in this world with other humans, right? So if all you see is a picture and you're swiping left and right, all you see is a picture, naturally you're thinking with your loins, oh, she got a fat ass, let me hit her up.
Loins.
Right? The dude might have his shirt off. She might be thinking, oh, he's cute. It's the dating apps are lending themselves to just physical gratification. And as we've been seeing, when we're playing the game from the standpoint of let me start with the physical gratification, it's not working. So why are we still doing it?
Nice. Mel, what's your take? Because like, I imagine you were on the apps, and I think we talked a lot about it earlier. There's this, not really an app, but this like mixer that there is locally, and especially I'd love to get your take on dating apps and if they're good or bad for the dating landscape, and if this thing called Ship, right, like that's like local to Raleigh, if that was a better experience than like a dating app was, or how was it different?
I hate dating apps. I've been through it all. I think you're right. Like guys, you only see pictures of the guys. There's so much more layers to them. And, obviously with pictures, there's so much of a person you can see. Pictures can only go so far. And like, if dating apps, like I was talking to this guy a little bit, and then we had a good connection, and all of a sudden he like unmatched me. And I'm like,
yeah, just out of the blue.
Yeah, out of the blue.
Oh.
It was so weird. And so it's just like, it's weird. It's like a quick getaway for guys who just want to seek that attention or fill their ego and then just leave. But, that's why with that dating mixer, I haven't, I've been to a couple, really haven't really found anyone coming out of it. Just made some really, really cool friends.
Yeah.
But, I think it's a good experience to kind of get out there, like really socially just talk to someone.
Yeah.
Sometimes, being on apps, we forget how to talk to people in person. And like, I think that's what something, now with technology being so big and everyone's on the apps, like we're going to lose that.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I think what they're doing, it's kind of like on a good path, right? Like it gets you out there. And even I mentioned to you, right? Like I've been to a few. I was at one for like 45 minutes earlier, and I was saying, it's kind of like sitting at a bar, right? Like maybe you'll have some great conversations with some people, even if it's not romantic. If some dates materialize out of it, which I've been on a few dates with some of the people from there. Nothing really long lasting, but I mean, I think that the interactions that I've had, at least on this app ship, have been better than perhaps some of these online dating apps that, you don't know what you're going to get.
Here's what I'm guessing. I bet you're going to end up settling down with one of these friends that you made from this group. I give it like 5 years. You're going to say, yeah, we met through this group and we were just friends. We weren't thinking about being together, but we eventually said, I like you and you like me. We're comfortable with each other. We trust each other. Why don't we give it a shot? And now we're getting married. Watch.
It's going to take us 60 months to meet Barney? Golly.
I'm just projecting 5 years. Nice even 5.
Like me. All right.
Nice. Lamonte, what's your experience on the apps?
I look at the apps of this. Two things. One thing that Mel said was correct. With the apps, you are going to lose people with good communications and motor skills when how to navigate and dealing with people and talking and everything. Two, the apps is one of the things where you got to use it as an asset for your better beneficiary. Like you got to use it for what you want it to be used for, like, whether it be whatever the apps from Bumble, Tinder, Match, about people meet, what have you. Listen, you could use it for your betterment. Either it works for you in the positive or negative. Either way, it's working. It's doing its job. It's just up to you to put in the effort to where, okay, if this one not working for me, I'm gonna go to this app. This don't work for me, I'm gonna go to this app. Everybody don't have the same mindset or the same goal, so they use the app for different purposes. And if the app isn't working, go try and meet someone in person. But at the same time, if you don't know how to meet or interact with somebody in the person, what makes you think the app's gonna really work for you in that sense? Because a lot of time, a lot of people that's using the apps is younger people that's younger than the age of 30.
Yeah,
I'm 30 or 28, something like that. That's in that weird space, whereas they really wasn't, around long enough to see the world in the dating form before pre-apps.
Yeah.
So
what's your opening line on an app?
Depends on what app I'm on.
Okay,
I was on Tinder.
Hear more.
I was on Tinder for a while, and it was like I didn't like Tinder because it was like you swipe, just like I don't want to be on that too much. So I guess the opening line would be like, hey, you know what I'm saying, just establish boundaries or something like that.
Is that a good opening line, Mel?
I usually do with hey, how are you? I kind of lead with the question so that way it gives them response to answer back.
What if a guy says hey to you? Just hey.
I'd be like, hi.
Yeah, it depends. Like the response matters. Like somebody say, "What's up?" or "How are you?" or "How's your day been?" You'll know where their headspace at because they trying to either get to know you or be the same type of time you on. They hey, what's up? What's nothing? Yeah. So, but if you like hey, and then you be like hey, and then you do some crazy shit, then be like, oh, he's not as mundane as I thought he would be. You know what I'm saying? Like they would think twice about you because lo and behold. As a guy, if you say hey to a woman, best believe she got 40 more hays in her DMs. She got 25 more hays in another app, 30 more hays in another app. You know what I'm saying? So your hays it just look like a job. If you happen to get responded back to, brace yourself and come correct. A lot of people forgetting that if you own an app, at the end of the day, you're not talking or dealing with that person in person. It's digitally. Computer love, you know. So you gotta navigate your way through this dating thing. You can do the apps or in person, but you gotta know how to navigate. You can't just throw yourself out there and it's like, oh, it's not working. Put in effort. Listen, if you come to it, do Pornhub, OnlyFans, whatever you want to do. I mean, just try stuff and put in effort, you know.
Yeah, my opening line would be, I'm just looking for somebody to have fun with, also known as have sex with.
I'm trying to fuck something.
Yeah, but I didn't just say that because I'm trying to be nice, but really I'm just trying to find somebody to have fun with, occasionally sex. Because if I was serious about getting with somebody to form something serious, I wouldn't even be on this app. So what's up? What do you want to do? That would be my opening line.
Hey, Shawty, what you want to do?
Yeah, and I bet you I would have a 100% success rate because only the women who want to have sex, only the women who want to just find somebody to fuck every now and then would respond to me.
So have you done it yet?
No, because that's not what I want. But it would have a 100% success rate. Because only the women who want to do that would respond, right? It might take them a while, but that 100% success rate. Because if I was serious, I wouldn't even be on this app to begin with. That would be my opening line because I'm going to be honest and weed out all the bullshit.
My people, we take you to a strip bar.
Why?
Just fuck with some strippers. Hey, how much you charge for a private dance in a boom boom session?
Nah, I don't even do that. The few times I did go to a strip club, I ended up just having conversations. And guess what?
With who?
With the strippers. And guess what?
What?
Yeah.
We kept in contact, and they all liked me better. You know why? Because I didn't come out there with a bunch of money. Yo, Shorty, you got a fat ass. Yeah, you look good. Yeah, you look good. I didn't look like a customer. I look like a real dude.
Wait. So you had a better luck with them by being treated like a client and not a customer?
No. Better luck by treating like I didn't give a fuck. where I said, nah, I'm good. I don't even want to dance. And they're like, you don't want to dance? Why don't you want to dance? Because I said so. I'm good. Well, what's making you not want to dance?
Okay.
I mean, you look good and all of that. I mean, you're definitely beautiful, but I'm not really interested in just having you dance on me.
You're like, I like your forehead, Like,
I like that forehead.
Right, that's the misdirection. That comes next. Yeah. Plus, you got a really big forehead, But I like big foreheads. And then we end up having a conversation.
They were just interested.
And then they're like, guess what? Well, you take my number. And I'm like, all right, maybe I'll call you, maybe I won't. Some of them, we kept in touch, became actually good friends. Some of them,
Okay, that makes sense. You friends with the stripper. Okay, I get that.
But some of them, of course, they might want to do more than that. But it's up to me if I want to do that.
You wilder. I can't.
He said, "I'll take charge."
Yeah, but I'm not gonna go in there throwing money around.
Why else would you go to a strip club?
I actually went to one because I got kidnapped. I was kidnapped to take into one. Look how serious her face is.
He mean kidnapped by his people.
Yeah. They was like, yo, it's his birthday.
Where have you ever heard of a guy getting kidnapped to a strip club and it been on the news?
Right, and I wasn't driving. I was riding with somebody, and it was like, yo, he getting married. We gotta go. I'm like, oh my God, I guess I have to go in here. And that was when I'm like, nah, I don't
gotta go have fun.
Right. I wasn't having fun. That's not my idea of fun. I don't really get throwing money out like that. And then, of course, that's when they're like, you want to dance? No. Why not? Because I said so. I'm good. I mean, you're beautiful and all of that, but I don't really want to get down with you like that. And next thing you know, I got 5 of them sitting next to me.
You'd be surprised. Strippers some of them are pretty cool people, though.
They are. Yeah. And now I got 5 strippers sitting next to me, and we're having a conversation.
Now, sex workers, prostitutes, they're a little different. Yeah. They'll properly.
And dudes are mad that I'm monopolizing the strippers. I'm like, well, maybe if y'all would stop acting so thirsty, you would find they would come to you.
That's acceptable. Strip clubs, porn brothels are one of the few places it's acceptable to act thirsty in. Everything else is not allowed. You're not allowed to act thirsty at a college or a school. You're not allowed to act thirsty at a church or
church is crazy.
Or a political convention. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're not allowed to act thirsty there. But a strip club, go all out.
That's a good joke, man. You need to write that.
Yeah, that is a good joke.
But am I wrong? No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, shit.
This is what you do, man. The next time you go on stage, don't even have a joke. Just go out with that and state that, and then riff with the audience and see where it goes.
Hey, do you want to be thirsty?
Use that single focus, Like,
I bet you're gonna come up with a great bit about it.
Strippers, cocaine, and white women is the only time you're allowed at 30. All right, I'm playing.
Dog, if you don't write that, man, you gotta. That's your next joke.
Yeah.
That was my first joke.
I'll clip it for you. You know. Well, let me switch gears here, and Mel, I particularly want to get your perspective on this clip because I feel like Lamonte and Wafiq know who this guy is, but I don't know if you've seen him before. Okay.
Malcolm X.
That's crazy.
Yeah, let's see.
What do you have for me?
I'm just wondering what kind of options would be available to me. I'll give you a quick synopsis. I'm 42 years old. Last year I used to weigh 203 pounds.
None.
No, I'm not finished.
None. Yeah, you
That was
are.
last year.
Yeah, you are.
Last year. This year I weighed 165.
No, ma'am. I
I've
said
been-
you're finished. You're finished.
I'm done.
Yep.
There's nothing. Thank you.
I'm not going to lie to you.
Because I'm 42.
See, it's the age and the weight. And then if you have any children over 40 and you're obese and or even if you're coming down, you still can go the other way. And then you have children. Okay, the only way that there would ever be any chance for you is if you were gorgeous.
Or
And
rich.
if you were gorgeous, you wouldn't be calling. So I need the people to understand I'm not being rude. It's just oftentimes I'll get women who want to call in, they want to tell me their story, and then I know where it's going to end. Ma'am, you kind of knew that in order to overcome just your age alone, you're going to have to be very feminine, very submissive, very cooperative. You have to bring a lot to the table. That's before your weight and before your children. And your children are a messy detail for a man. So that's why when you asked, I'm like...
That's Wafiq idol right there.
No, it's not. I'll explain why.
But first, I want to get Mel. What's your reaction to that clip?
Wait, so men won't date women if they have children? That last
I think
part?
it depends on. I think it depends on the man.
I've heard stuff. I asked guys.
Well, he's not. He's looking at the end goal, which is marriage.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I ain't gonna say that's not necessarily the case though. But you know, every guy's different. I have to say.
I would say, and you fellas, correct me if I'm wrong, right? Like it's not the ideal scenario. Is that fair to say? Mm-hmm. If she already has children.
Yeah, that's definitely fair.
It strongly depends though. Like.
No, not that you will
bro.
like.
Just say yes.
Nah, because
you trying to air in this gray area to be nice. Say yes or no.
No, I'm telling you, it's some women that you want that have children that you want to pursue, but some women that do have children that you don't want to pursue. And it's like
Okay, but let's say it's the same girl.
That's a fucking yes.
It's the same
the
woman
same as a yes.
that you want to pursue, and in one universe she has children, and the other one she doesn't. Which one do you prefer?
I mean, the person I do.
Oh my God,
it's
bro!
the same
Stop
one.
with this. This is the sickness. He's been so conditioned to try to be nice and smooth this bullshit over. We can't solve the problem if we don't fucking say the problem.
If it's the same shorty, she one got children, one don't. I'll go with one who don't have children. There's less to deal with.
Yeah, that's what he said from the beginning.
Yeah, it's a risk profile. It's not a deal breaker.
If it's not. If it's the same exact person, then yeah, it's less to deal with. But if it's not the same exact person, it strongly depends.
Well, I swear, I hope you never get a terminal disease and the doctor's got to treat you. Well, Lamonte, we could possibly use this drug to cure you and save your life. But sometimes somebody got a hangnail from it in a 1 in a million case. But then, of course, all of this wishy-washy shit, just give the man the cure.
That drug. I need that fucking drug. Not drugs.
So here's what you need to know, Mel, and this is what I say to everybody about the man we just saw. This is Kevin Samuels. He's no longer with us. He died, right? Mm-hmm. This was a man who made a name for himself around 2020. He blew up when everybody was home watching by doing a YouTube channel where he would give advice to women on how not to be stupid. And that's basically what he was doing. And the how not to be stupid and how to get good marriages, right?
We can start one like that at Manly Girly. You'll be our new Kevin Samuels, Wafiq. Yeah, because you give the honesty. That's what I'm saying, right? Like
I told you that's meant to.
Yeah. Now, but here's the problem with what we just saw. The problem with Kevin Samuels in the form that most people get him, the form that most people absorb him is he's sensationalized, right? What you just saw was a 1 minute clip of sensationalism. They're finding the clip where he says something which some people can say is outlandish because people want clicks. They want viewership, right? That's how I was introduced to him. I was introduced to him in 2022. I was on Yahoo checking my fantasy football team. And at the top, Yahoo's whole goal is to keep you on the website, whereas Google is to get you off and on with your search. And they had a clip that said, black dating blogger tells women that she's ugly, to get me to click. So of course I clicked, and it was a clip of him telling this black woman that you are a 5 at best. You're not that attractive. And all 1,000 comments. How dare he say that? Some of the men, well, he's right. It was in creating engagement, right? And that's how he is presented to people. And there's a woman named Ayana. What's her name? Lamont say Ayana Van Zandt.
Yeah.
She is a relationship counselor, and someone had her on another show. It was a very respectable show, like the Today Show, and they wanted her to rail against this man. And they said, "Well, what do you think about Kevin Samuels talking about people?" And she took a very sensible approach. She said, his underlying message is true, but unfortunately, he's been sensationalized by the internet, and that's when I realized 99%, all of the content I got about from this man, Kevin Samuels, was through third-party sources. 1 minute clips on TikTok, 15-second clips on Instagram, the Yahoo article. I never got it from him. And another prime example, I'm on YouTube, and there's a YouTube channel called The Godfather Logic, where they just take Kevin Samuels clips, 5-minute clips, 3-minute clips, and he'll put a title up that says, Godfather Kevin Samuels tells ghetto black women to stay in her place, and it escalated. And it was a picture of what we call a hoochie mama. And she got green weave in her hair, braids, dookie braids, right? And this was the crazy thing. I click on it, and the woman in the thumbnail clip was not even the woman in the video. I'm like, where's this ghetto ratchet monster that you would told me would be in here? He straight up lied and sensationalized Kevin Samuels' work, right? So the point I'm making to you is, don't get caught up in that. You got to do what I did eventually, which was I went to his actual YouTube channel and I watched the conversation he had with this woman that Yahoo sensationalized that he called ugly. It was a 2-hour conversation, and this woman said, I am on Beyonce's level. I'm just as beautiful as her. I bring just as much to the table. And he had to bring her to reality by saying, ma'am, you are not as gorgeous as Beyonce. And you're demanding a man make $200,000, $400,000 a year to take care of you and your 4 kids. I mean, he's like, what do you, are you presenting assets that make him want to do that? She was like, well, I'm the Beyonce of my neighborhood. She was like, he said, ma'am, you are a 6 at best. You're not Beyonce. But that's the one clip they took to sensationalize him on the internet to get views and clicks. So I tell that as a cautionary tale to better understand what he's trying to say. Don't take that at face value. Actually go to his YouTube channel and watch his 2 hours, because he never had been less than a 2-hour conversation with people. And also, too, that's from something called The Smoke Show, where he sits down with people who have beef with him to just get into arguments just because.
But since you probably won't watch the 2-hour thing, right? Like, what is your reaction to that clip?
Wait, Wafi, you on YouTube? I mean, you on Yahoo?
Yeah.
You don't Google no more?
No, I don't
I
Google
do everything.
Oh,
okay.
Fantasy football's on Yahoo.
I would say Yahoo.
Oh, yeah.
Come on now.
Like, was he too harsh, do you think? Like, was that like kind of like, or was that?
I think love, no matter what age or what you look like, there is something for everyone. I think this show I saw, I think it's like 1,000-pound sister or something like that. And they were
I've seen that on Netflix or something.
Yeah, they were really big, and they lost a lot of weight, and they ended up both of them finding love at the end of it. So I always think there's someone out there for everyone, you know, maybe not at this moment now, but someone down the line. And I always say, like, don't stick to, you know, a certain area where you're at, you know, maybe like try a different state. I don't know. Maybe I can go to the UK, find my British man out there.
Yeah, maybe try, like, you know, I think people do get locked themselves into a type, and maybe it's like broaden your horizons, because you never know. You know.
But I'm curious though.
What if your guy's a UK British drill rapper? You didn't even know it the whole time.
Me?
Yeah.
I went on a date with actually a UK British guy.
You went with a British drill rapper?
No, not a British, just a regular UK guy.
I was about to say, well, guy. What's his name? Central C? I said, no. There we go.
But with that said, Mel, in regards to what he said, what do you think about his message? 42 years old, you have kids, you don't have options. You need to take whatever you can get.
That sounds fucked up.
That sounds fucked up the way you said it.
It does sound fucked up, but guess what? It's the reality. Sometimes we have to face reality no matter how fucked up it is and operate within that reality and plan around that reality. Maybe instead of playing dating games, instead of doing what people say, you're too young to get married, you should wait a while, play the field, maybe we should just go ahead and decide to get married and then marry somebody instead of dating and forever and ever.
You mean settling?
No, that's not settling. That is, instead of being on all the dating apps, instead of dating and playing the field and feeling like you're too young to get married, decide who you want to marry and then go get married.
But I've met men who just don't want to get married. Like, that is like the issue I see. You know, obviously marriage is like a whole conversation I would have to have. But I've met men, I would just simply ask them, like, do you want to get married? And they're like, no.
Are these chads, like, are these guys that have like a lot of options?
Be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think,
that's
yeah.
why they say that.
Everyone has options, I guess, but you know.
Well, I think a lot of like, in this, I think this is a big disconnect, right? I think even your average woman, even below average woman, has a lot of options, a lot more options than your average or below average guy might have. And that, you know, you think it's because you're getting approached that on the other end there may be, because these two guys, this guy or these types of guys do have a lot of options, they're going to have a lot of options of women, and that means that the counterbalance means that there's some guy that has no options. You know, like there's a guest, a friend was telling me that has been on the podcast before that he's a virgin at 27. You know, he doesn't want to be in, obviously, but he has no options. You know, do you guys think that men have a lot of options, gentlemen? Maybe I'm off base.
When it comes to, this is a Kevin Samuels quote. Women control the keys to sex. Men control the keys to relationships. Women control access to sex. Men control access to relationships. Because of that, yeah, I think men, there can be men that have more options. So women have a lot of options when it comes to sex, because you get offered sex all day, every day. You just don't even realize it. People are offering dick all the time. Hey, can I hold this door?
She
open
realizes
for you?
they're calling her out on the street. You know?
Okay, so you know.
Dick
All
on the
right,
table.
good. But when it comes to actually being in a relationship or getting married, who's asking the woman to marry him? It's the man asking. So that means the man has to choose you to decide, you know what, I think I want to get married. Because you're not just marrying yourself. So yeah, those guys have a lot of options. I would say still get married because I'm a marriage proponent. And of course, this one guy that you just spoke of, what was the original question? I feel like I forgot.
Yeah. I think I forgot it as well.
Must have been a terrible question.
Probably. You know, you lost me, man. You wanted this, you know, your heroes like rant, you know. Like,
Yeah.
But I do want to circle back on the settling thing, right? Like, because I have a clip that's specifically about this, and see what you guys think.
You can always tell when a girl is fed up with dating because she'll just start dating the ugliest guy. And honestly, no disrespect. I get it. You're tired of being fucked over. You're tired of being manipulated. You're going to be with a guy who you know will worship you. I call this phenomena, I call this effect the settle boyfriend. You know, you're settling for the guy who's funny and low-key looks like Shrek, but he makes you laugh, and you know he's never going to hurt you. So listen, I'm not shitting on you. If you're sitting there during the holidays and you're asking yourself, why does my boyfriend resemble an asshole? Well, you know, let's just remember all the times that the hot guys were mean to you. And you keep doing you, queen. The only thing I will say is be careful. When people start to date, they start to kind of like look like each other. You ever seen a couple like that started dating and then like 2 years later they look identical, like brother or sister? So I wouldn't recommend you, start. I don't know. I see what you're doing. We all do. And we wish you the best. Hopefully your kids don't turn out like him.
Yeah, and I want to touch on that, right? Because I think, like, and circling back to where we're just talking about, right? Like, that if you're a dude that has a lot of sexual options, right? Like, because to your point, Wafik, right? Like, dudes may control the relationship. If they have a lot of sexual options, which is usually what a lot of women have, it's going to be a rarity of dudes that have a large availability of sexual options that they want. So why would they offer a relationship? You know, like, they're kind of like a hot girl. Right, like, and I think that it ends up hurting a lot of women, right? Because they might want this guy, and maybe they just want to bang him out, but maybe they want more. And this type of guy will never commit to them because why would he? He's just exercising his sexual options, which he's the rarity because he has a lot of sexual optionality. Whereas maybe with this clip, the settled boyfriend has less sexual optionality, but because of that, he's gonna like be really appreciative, I guess. I mean, I don't know, but I imagine that that's the case. What do you guys think about that?
So what you're saying is, the settled boyfriend is willing to take anything.
Well, he's more glad for what he gets, I imagine.
And the guy with more sexual options is just not going to give the woman that emotional gratification. And,
exactly. He's just going to bang her, crack her open, clean her out, like.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
And you've met these guys, I'm sure, that you're like, fuck boys that just, that this is not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, I've met those guys. I usually can sense it out after maybe like meeting them once, even through text, not even meeting them. I can smell them out from a mile away, and I'm like, oop, and then I pack my bags and I leave.
What's a fuckboy red flag like?
Oh,
take notes.
The classic, oh, come over, we can watch some Netflix. The hang out now. They don't use Netflix. They're like, oh, let's just hang out,
Ooh,
yeah.
Just to hang.
They're getting smart now. I can smell it, and I'm like, it's usually after 8. Usually.
Ooh,
okay.
Yeah.
Let's hang out after 8.
I said, oh, that's too late for me. I'm in bed at 8.
Wee hours of the night. Okay. A night walker.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Any other tips?
How do I avoid it? If there's ladies watching this, how do they
avoid the fuckboy initiation?
It's always the hanging out. And
the hanging out.
Yeah, that's always a big one.
Yeah, if he says to take you on a date, where's the fuck boy gonna take you on a date?
Ooh, fuck boy locations. Okay.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Applebee's.
Hold the fuck up now. Applebee's is kind of fired.
People don't
they got cheap drinks. They got cheap drinks.
Margaritas, the 2 for $20 is not
exactly,
bad.
Yeah,
the Dollaritas.
That's delicious though. All right, you know what?
Listen, I will stand up for Applebee's.
Yes.
Applebee's is awesome.
Come on now. Applebee's and Chili's.
Oh, Chili's. I love Chili's.
Come on now.
Yeah, I love Chili's.
Okay.
That's a new hunting spot. Just sit at the bar at a Chili's or an Applebee's, like the high top area.
Okay, you go to Chili's if you want to. So what she got to go off? She got to go to Root Quiz?
Nah, you don't have to go that far. But I think a surefire way to tell, if fuckboy behavior is if he's not making any investment in you. If he's not willing to invest.
How much money are we talking?
But see, that's the problem right there. That's where you messed up, young one. You thinking investment is money. Investment does not have to be money.
Are you talking about time?
Oh, it can be emotional equity. It could be time equity. It could be money, but I would not invest money.
Oh,
I would invest.
Question for you: like, how much should you spend and on a first date? We'll start with you, Mel, and then we'll go around. If a guy's treating you to a date, right? Like, what's an acceptable budget? And it's gonna vary, I'm sure, right? But is Taco Bell fine, or are we talking more like what's a ballpark?
Okay, Taco Bell.
Honestly, I am down for anything. If you want to kick it, watch the sunset, eat McDonald's, chicken nuggets and fries, yeah, I'll be down for it. I've been on some really nice dates, but I am not, I can pay for myself. If they don't want to pay for my part, I have no issue in that. But
yeah, what's the nicest date you've been taken out on?
Ooh. Not really a nice date, but a date I actually really enjoyed.
Yeah.
I think because we went to the gym together. He paid.
Paid.
I know, right? He paid for my day pass there, and then we.
Oh my god!
Okay.
Paid for the day pass. Oh.
It gets better, and then we came back to his place, and he cooked me steak and everything while I changed and everything.
He made your meals.
Yeah, I was a sucker for that one.
Yeah. Make some gains together.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be like going out to like a nice place. It could be really simple gestures like that, and that is something like I really do appreciate a lot because it shows them like investing their time in you, really taking the time instead of like we'll meet a spot, let's grab dinner, and then just kind of bounce after.
Thank you, Mill. I need to write that one down.
Take notes.
Yeah,
go to the gym.
Sunset at McDonald's or
pay for the day pass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Get a steak going.
And that's
take a shower together. Let's go.
Take a shower
Come
together.
on,
okay, we jump way
She's
up
telling
there.
us the game right now,
man. See, that's how.
Yeah, get her sweaty, so she
You know
has
what
to
I'm
take a
saying?
shower.
Yeah.
Got to change your clothes.
Wow, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Okay, man, if you had caught me in another life, that would have been brilliant. But listen, like the old me would have been, that's crazy. I'm gonna use that. But
come on, change.
That's also how we can differentiate the fuck girls as well. It goes back and forth. So we said because fuck boy behavior, he's not making any investment in you, right? So now the girls are thinking, the women are thinking, well, if he's not making an investment in you, he's a fuck boy, but they're assuming the investment is money. And that leads to fuck girl behavior. If he's not spending X amount of dollars on you, remember the video we watched?
Yeah.
The girl in the car.
Yeah.
Don't go on that coffee date with him. If he's not taking you out to a nice dinner at a nice steakhouse, this is fuck girl behavior because we're conditioning them back unwillingly in reverse to have to make the value be monetary investment. But it shouldn't be. So I would say do this. Invite her in the middle of the day to go to Taco Bell. So now we learn if she's willing, she knows you're willing to make an emotional and a mental equity and an investment of your time by bringing her out in the middle of the day and setting aside a couple hours blocks for that. And you say Taco Bell to test her. Is she a fuck girl? Because if she's not, she's going to do what Mel said, which is she's going to be fine with that because she appreciates you investing your time and energy into getting to know her because the Taco Bell doesn't even matter.
Yeah,
quick question. What about
Zaxby's? Yeah,
Zaxby's good too.
Okay, good.
But
Taco
Mel,
Bell not during the day though.
Yeah, quick question, Mel. Like, you know other women, like your girlfriends, like how would they react to being asked to go to Taco Bell in the middle of the day? Like, do you have girlfriends that I'm sure would be down, but do you have other girlfriends that would be like, fuck no, I'm not doing that?
Honest. All right, first of all, my friends and I like Taco Bell, so they would be absolutely down.
Nah, that's a drunk food right there though.
But also pair it with an activity, either before or after, like going to the mall, or maybe if it's later in the day, maybe go watch the sunset and stuff like that. You always have to pair. I think pairing food or a meal with an activity really.
You like sunsets?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
But it's like a nice wholesome day, so it's not
Yeah.
always just like food and just kind of just sit there and chill and talk. But activities, I'm really big on activities. When it
You're a
comes
real
to
one,
dates.
Mel, for real. That's good.
The restaurant doesn't even matter. I'm going with Taco Bell or McDonald's as a test to eliminate the ones that are fuck girls, right? And here's the problem. 90% of the women who are watching this are probably like, hell no. That's cheap. That's a cheap date. You need to do better than that. And because they've been conditioned to play this thing for money instead of playing what matters, which is the actual relationship. And that's why we keep going around and around in this stupid circle of failed relationships and a 50% divorce rate because you've been conditioned to chase the money if you're a woman. As a man, you're conditioned to chase the vagina. That's all you want, right? So
Coochie.
Thank you.
Coochie.
I'm willing to say, you know what? The hell with all of that. You always got to be willing to take the L at any given time. I would set it up to say, yo, we're going to Taco Bell at noon and we're going to go for a walk in the park and we're going to go to the museum and we're going to have a good time on this Taco Bell themed date, right?
I mean,
and if she said, guess what's going to happen? 90% of these women watching are going to say, hell no, I'm not doing that. Good. Because that leaves the 10% who are really down to find the right man and build the right relationship as the only women I deal with in my circle.
Wow,
so now I don't even have to go through the 20 women you had to go through spending all of that money. I got a 100% success rate with the right women.
You're going to fuck her up. Why the fuck would you go to Taco Bell and then go walk in the park and then go to the museum?
True.
She's going to be shitty as fuck.
You need bathrooms.
She's going to be shitty as hell. I don't know what you thinking, dog.
All right, true. You right.
But I've seen on Reddit, right? Like I've seen on Reddit because I used to say, right, like all my first dates used to be the same, and Raleigh Yard Museum's a great like start to a date.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
You know, like you walk around. But I have seen on TikTok and Reddit that apparently fuckboys are now also doing that, right? Like that they're just like, okay, I'll just take her on a free date, and then how is she gonna like? And if she starts associating that fuckboys do this, you know, like, then where does a simple date go? How if you were you know, like approached by a fuckboy or a good guy, like, and they both take you, how can you discern? How can you sniff them out on that first walking date or that Taco Bell date? You know.
Either I take the L, or sometimes people are like, oh, maybe you come back to my place after. That's
okay.
a big one.
Wait. What do you mean you take the L? What do you do to take the L?
No, if I just like follow through and then just kind of hang out with them at the end.
Later,
and then it finds out later, I'm like, oh, yeah.
So that's a bad thing?
Yeah, he'd be like,
I'm going to come.
Basically.
Yeah, I was going to make the suggestion of telling him, hey, just so you know, this is not going to end in sex. As a matter of fact, I'm celibate. And see where that goes. See how many of them drop out. Those are the fuck boys.
That is true. I actually did tell someone like I wasn't interested in hooking up. I usually really lay it down the intentions before I like go on a date. And some of them were like, "Oh, that's fine," or some of them were like, "Oh, you didn't have to tell me that." Blah blah. I was like, "Well, I just want to throw it out there." Sometimes they don't,
and then
they don't listen.
And then they unmatch. Is that what happens?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Yep, and that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
for
you're
you.
filtering them
and
out.
That's why I keep saying,
okay,
you gotta be ferocious in your honesty and your righteousness from the beginning. Tell them, look, I'm just trying to fuck. I just want you to know that.
Let's go.
Right? And then the ones that can deal with that are gonna stay in, and the ones that are not are gonna eliminate themselves. So now she doesn't have to be wondering. Male doesn't have to wonder, is this guy just trying to have sex with me? Is trying to use me for my body? Just say that shit. Yeah, I'm just trying to have sex. Or nope, I'm not interested in having sex. I'm really trying to get to know you. If we would just be honest from the beginning instead of playing this foolish game of lies, we would be so much better off. Now, I would say take it a step further and not even be in that cycle. I operate from a completely different cycle, which yields much better results. But if you're going to be in that cycle that you all like to be in, people that are not in my culture, okay, it would be a lot better off if you would just be honest about your intentions from the beginning instead of being scared of running people off because they don't like your intentions.
Yeah, be honest and you know, and just tell her,
I'm going to come.
Perfect timing. Nah, yes. That's right. We give him all Camille Samuel's advice on steroids with Wafik Samuels.
By the way, Mel, this is your first podcast. What are you thinking so far? Like, do you like the topics? You know, like, are you having a good time?
Yeah, I'm having a good time. I love it. I love how all this conversation we have not only opens my mind, but it kind of challenges me away, especially with you. I would love to keep talking to you because you're super challenging. Because also it changes my perspectives a little bit, but also like this is the reason why we're on here. Like this is fun,
and that's my goal. I'm not trying to apologize or explain and apologize for men or apologize for women. I'm just trying to make sure you understand the game. I'm not trying to apologize for the game. I just want you to understand exactly what the game is so you can make an informed decision.
Come on, Mel. The game is to be told, not sold. Come on now.
and I think you and I agree with this with Fik, right? Like I do, I agree with you that like men do lie to women. I don't know if there's that many like platforms, right? Like if let's say if I was a woman, right, and you know, like I would know which way is up because I have so many dudes blowing smoke up my ass that how can I discern the good ones from the bad ones? You know, oh, I thought this guy was my friend, but he was just waiting to bang me out the first chance he got, right? Like, or this guy that I thought that's selling me the dream, and then all of a sudden I never hear from him again.
Context
right?
clues too, though. That matters a lot too.
Yeah, but you said you got to lie to them all the time.
No. If you want to know differentiate between the right and the wrong dudes, context clues matter. If a dude tell you, Maya Angelou said the best woman herself. If someone shows you who they are, believe them.
Well, question for you. Like, let's say he wants to go raw the first time. Is that a context clue that he's going to be a good or a bad guy?
What? That don't correlate. That don't correlate.
Yo, Arturo asks this question every time we do this podcast. What is your infatuation with going raw, man?
Just go raw then if you want to do it. Damn.
Okay, so there's no correlation with her.
There's no correlation.
Okay.
Hey, listen, it's a whole bunch of bad dudes that go raw. They got kids. A whole bunch of good dudes that go raw. They got kids. One take care of them, one don't. Simple. I mean,
but you know what the one commonality is? They're all stupid.
Facts.
First of all, going raw don't mean you stupid. Sometimes it's just good.
This is something that we've touched on before. Mel, have you gone raw before?
God damn.
So I am really big on, if we were like seeing each other that way, I'd be very big on exclusivity. Like, you're not seeing other people. I'm not. That's my biggest rule because your girl not trying to catch anything. That's like, and that's one of my biggest things if I were to go through that, that hooking up kind of route. That is one big thing I am really big on the table.
Yeah.
Like, if we want to do it, we can do it raw, but like, don't like do it with other people. And I also will not do it with other people.
Exactly.
It's just like, you want to bang, let me know, I'm down. But
yeah, you want to be safe.
Yeah, let me ask you a question, Mel. Do you want to have children right now?
No.
Then why are you going raw?
It feels good. Sorry.
That's
exactly.
See that?
That's very true.
Yeah. And that's why I said it's stupid.
No. Because we've had this
have
conversation
fun.
before, and the three of us have gone raw at this table. And let's make a case for Wafiq, because Wafiq has never gone raw. Correct, Wafiq?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No. And you know why? Because I'm not stupid. You see that? This right here, Mel, was the definition of stupid.
You know what, Wafiq? I know
that everybody has.
Maybe you should go raw. Yes, it's logical not to, but maybe you should just for the experience.
But once again, that would be stupid. And I don't prescribe to stupidity.
Hey, man, we in the state of North Carolina. Abortions and Plan B is still legal. I
don't even need to waste time with that. Here's why it's stupid, right?
Having fun is not wasting time.
Yeah, here's why I say it's stupid. And a lot of people have this. Mel said, I don't want to have kids right now, but I'm going raw.
It's the will of God.
These are two opposing. These two opposing factors, right? I don't want to have kids.
He don't like scissoring,
but I want to go raw.
Let's go.
That's the definition of stupid. That's like saying, you know what? I don't want to be fat, but I'm going to eat 10,000 calories worth of Big Macs.
Hey,
every
listen,
day.
if the Lord and your pull-out game are strong, then you're not gonna get pregnant each time that you go raw. And it doesn't mean you're shooting up the club either.
And this is what gets me. Women act surprised when they got pregnant. Oh my God, I've gotten pregnant. Yeah, because you've been letting this dude hit raw.
Hold on. She probably assumed that nigga wasn't fertile. That's probably what it was. Or he didn't have good swimmers.
Bro, half the
Plus
people
there's
doing
IUDs and stuff. Like, there's contraception.
Half the people fucking like this don't even know what fertile means. They don't know what that means.
Dumb bit.
And the dudes are dumb too. Like, oh my God, she's pregnant. Yeah, because you've been doing it raw.
But then I've come across guys where I'm like, they would try a condom and they'd be like, yeah, I can't do condoms.
Okay, let me give you some advice for life, Mel. Stop putting
advice for life. That's the name of this podcast.
Advice for life.
Stop putting the responsibility of the decision on men. Stop putting trust and responsibility to make a good decision on men. You just said some of the guys are like, I don't like the way the condom feels.
She doesn't like how it feels either. Nobody does.
Hey, that's a Kendrick Lamar quote right there. Don't put your life, don't put your trust in these niggas' hands because they're weird.
You can't unsee what's seen.
Yeah,
like once you cross the threshold.
But this is called. But this is called maturity and responsibility.
It's like going swimming inside of a trash bag. Like you're not in the water.
But this is what's called maturity and responsibility. And women like yourself have to stop shirking this responsibility by putting it on men. You just said some men don't like to do this. It doesn't matter what they like. This is your body. You would have to carry a pregnancy, and guess what? You'll be stuck with the baby by yourself because he's not going to stay with you just because you had a baby. Here we go once again with the generalities. All of that's bullshit. Let's go with what we see. Stop saying, well, the man doesn't like this, the man that, and he chose not to do this, he chose not to do that. Take responsibility for your vagina and your body.
My vagina, my choice.
Stop letting him decide and do what's best for you. Because it's going to be you who pays the consequence.
Say my vagina, my choice. Say it with me.
My vagina, my child.
Come on now.
But
we
seriously.
got a witness. Can I get a witness?
But do
we
you,
got another
do you understand
savior.
what I'm saying, Mel?
Yeah, I totally get where you're coming from.
It doesn't matter what he likes. What matters is you. If you don't want to be pregnant now, take measures not to be pregnant. And what he feels about it does not matter.
Okay, you've made the
Right,
case
so-
for not going raw. Mel, if you had to give a counterpoint, what would be the counterpoint as to why you should try going raw if you're taking your precautions, of course? Like to Wafik, because he doesn't know this. We all get it, you know, like, but he
Yeah.
has not been, you know, it's like if you lived inside a cave, you don't know what the sun looks like. You don't know what a sunrise looks like
So if you-
or a sunset, you know.
So you're
like,
Anglo-Saxon. You don't know how I feel to see someone, a person of color. You know, something like that.
I think it's an emotional connection. I don't know, just
Oh, okay.
that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's obviously like condom, protects all that good stuff. But I feel like it's that.
You do feel more
slight-
connected, yeah.
Yeah, connection
All right,
with
see,
it.
once again, let me give you some life advice. See this right here. see this right here, Mel, and I don't mean any offense, but I have to describe it in the words that it is so we can be on the same page. This right here is why you're stupid. And this right here is why so many women are stupid. You just said it's the emotional connection that you're feeling to the man, right? Guess what? The dude that's fucking you raw ain't giving a shit about emotions.
Well.
He's in the pussy.
Hold on.
He's not.
Hold up.
He is at that moment. You know,
Hold up.
Deep in that motherfucker, you raw. Sometimes you just
He
a little
doesn't
motherfucker
care. He's in it because it feels good. See, this is why I said you're
That's why you
stupid.
get connection, though.
You're
that's a whole
making a
different-
decision based
But-
on emotions, which he's not even caring.
But I've had my fair share of different sexual experiences. I've been with guys where they just fucking just to fuck themselves. And I've felt that before, and I was like, I instantly get super turned off in the middle of a super drive.
You're like, just,
I don't know
a
if
device.
you guys feel it, but I've been with guys where they're emotionally into it. So I don't know if you guys also.
Then why?
guys, but I feel
Then
you.
why aren't you still with them?
It didn't work out.
Exactly.
Didn't work out.
If the
Yeah, it is
emotions
what it
were
is.
so important,
But you would not
But then-
unfuck
You'd
the
still
guy,
be
would
together.
you?
No, but there's a difference between like obviously that sexual chemistry you have, different than like outside. What you guys have. They're both very different.
What's your favorite meal, Wafik? What's your favorite thing to eat?
Oh, I love pho.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How about you, Wafik? What's your favorite thing to eat?
a burger.
Okay,
That's my
let's
favorite.
say that burger was wrapped in wax, and you had to eat the burger without actually tasting what the burger feels like. Would you be as satisfied?
If the burger was potentially poisonous, yeah.
Right.
That's
And
the component that you're leaving out.
What's the threshold of probability that you'd be comfortable with? It's even 1% chance. Let's say it's a 1% chance. At what point you're like, you know what?
If I don't
I'm
want
gonna roll these dice.
if I don't want to die of food poisoning, it would be a 0. See, that's what you're leaving out.
But you
there.
could die of many other things.
See, that's what you. But see, once again, now we're stretching logic to fit our emotions. Well, you could die of a lot of stuff.
That's
That's
not an
fine.
emotion.
That's fine, but that's not what we're talking about.
Well,
We're talking about this.
I'll
thing.
say this for someone with the experience, because sometimes, like when you're young, you don't understand the passion and the drive that someone with experience have. Because when you're young, you don't understand life from a experience perspective. You may just understand it from a logical perspective. So experience and logic is two different playing fields unless you actually go through it. You go through that mountain just to see the experience of what you have gone through from the other side, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Going raw sometimes with that significant. Let's say you go raw with that person one time versus going with somebody with a condom multiple times. That one time could draw an emotional connection that lasts not only a lifetime, but that you feel like that's that person. But let's say you start going raw with that person, you get connection, you get a feeling, emotional attachment to them, but you feel as if something is missing, and you start having a communication, a conversation about, okay, maybe I should do this different, and then they actually talk to you about, okay, I like this, but what if we do this better? And that's that one thing, that one communication is what really helps set things off to a higher level. You know what I'm saying? Because not only communication, but the feeling of going raw in that bond, it helps strengthen y'all relationship, not only from going raw, but like y'all talking, y'all communicating, y'all doing everything that you should do in a relationship and then some.
Mm-hmm.
So
and here's where we come back around to the realm of stupidity again. All of that, what you said is beautiful, but guess where we started? I don't want to get pregnant right now.
Okay, so what about going raw? What about going raw in the booty hole? Do you have anything against that?
God.
This man just woke up gross.
No, because I'm using your logic. It takes out the pregnancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not my lifestyle.
He
so
said,
that's not
he
me.
said, can I stick it in since you're on your period? Is that okay?
But do you get what I'm saying? In seriousness, you just said all of these flowery words, but we started with I don't want to get pregnant.
No, but I'll touch on what you said, because let's say I can describe you like there's this line, Good Will Hunting. I'm a big fan of this movie, right? He said you can read everything you want about a piece of art, let's say the Sistine Chapel, right? But you cannot tell me the experience of standing under that ceiling and looking up and smelling the air in the actual location. You can study it, but you're not getting the human experience and the emotional connection to that event. Like it's not real until you're there. You can describe it, right? Or like you can read a book about war, right? But it's different than being in the trenches and experiencing the real thing, right? Like how do you get, like what do you guys think, and then how do you connect that to it?
Everything you said is always negated by the fact that Mel says she doesn't want to get pregnant. Nothing that you're
There's
saying
other
matters.
options.
Okay, how about this? The only way you can legit go raw without her getting pregnant is two things. The dude gets tubes tied, or she's on birth control.
Yeah. But are you on birth control when you're doing this? Now let's find 10 other women who will say the same thing. We won't.
A lot of women are on
Actually,
birth
yeah, a lot of
control.
people, a lot of women on birth
I bet
control.
you
Yeah.
you will not find 10
yeah.
women to say, I was on birth control when he was going raw. Here's what they'll say. I didn't want to get pregnant. Were you on birth control? No. Well, you know what that means? That means you wanted to get pregnant.
Well, you're pre-selecting for some type of women, because I know a lot of women that have an IUD or use
Let's
other
call
birth
them
control.
up because let's call them up because I think if we went on the street,
you can call my last two exes.
We would have that's two. We would have a hard time finding 10 women who said I'm going raw while I'm on birth control.
I can tell you that I've gone raw with more than 10 women, and none of them are pregnant.
Okay, but do they want to get pregnant?
With your weak ass.
Oh yeah. Well,
it's a kink.
Pull that game strong. You're not gonna get pregnant each
all
time.
of this is negated by the fact that Mel says she didn't want to get pregnant. So if we don't want to do something, why are we doing something to do it?
I mean, I get what you're coming from, and I understand.
Then we can stop right there.
At the same time, we're young.
That's an excuse.
Well, hold on.
Stupidity is prevalent.
That's an excuse. Because logic is irrefutable. Everything that we're saying around this logic.
I have a question for you.
smart.
In Islam, right? Like Jesus was one of the prophets, right? Like not the latest one, right? Like, but he was one of them. It's considered one. In Islam, is he conceived immaculately without sex?
Yes.
Okay, so you can get pregnant even without going raw by your religion, right? Like, so square that for me.
So here's the phrase I'll say to that. You tried it because that made no sense, but you tried it. You did. That was his joke for the day. You tried it, but that had nothing to do with what we're talking
I'm saying
about
things
now.
are gonna happen. Things are gonna happen. Like
and but back to reality, where the woman says she doesn't want to get pregnant, but she's doing something to get pregnant. How stupid is that?
Question to you: do women always know what they want?
No.
I think they do subconsciously.
Yeah. How about you, Wafik? Do you think women always know what they want?
No, because
okay.
humans
So
don't know.
by your logic, you're saying that she doesn't want to get pregnant. Maybe if she does get pregnant, it is something that brings value into her life.
Boy,
and could be meaningful.
what you're doing, Arturo, is you were trying really hard to turn this into a mango. This thing right here, this piece of fruit.
Yeah, have you ate some food?
A couple hours ago.
Couple hours ago. What you gonna eat when you leave here?
I don't know. Why?
Come on now. Women don't know what they want to eat. The fuck we talking about here?
Hey, real quick, Lamonte, man, I don't mean this as an insult, but you are a lot smarter,
all right,
and a lot dumber than I thought, all at the same time.
All right,
what the hell was? And what I mean is, but Lamonte will be making sense about all the wrong thing. Like, what the fuck? This man just proved the Pythagorean theorem, but we were talking about what day is it? Like, this dude is a genius about the wrong thing.
Brilliant idiot.
That man, what he said just now made so much sense, but I don't know how. Though. I'm confused.
How did that correlate?
I'm confused and impressed at the same time. That was brilliant.
All I know is that how you said to Mel that you're like, you're gonna settle for one of your friends, call me later. Once you go wrong, call me later and then tell me shit, I should have been doing this for way longer than that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, man. And you know what I say though?
What?
Outside of outside of SA and the R word, no woman gets pregnant.
What's the R word?
Unless she wants to get pregnant. We can't say that. It rhymes with grape.
Yeah. Out of unwanted reasons for getting pregnant.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm following you here. That was in my mind. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
What do y'all think about that? No, outside of that, a woman doesn't get pregnant unless she wants to.
Or
What do you mean by her choices?
If God sends her his begotten son.
Yeah,
you know,
the Immaculate Conception. That's what I'm saying. So there is a precedent.
That's a possibility.
In your beliefs.
Really? A precedent out of a billion years. One thing is a precedent that would laugh you out of the scientific community, Arturo.
Whoa. We're just talking about probabilities and an arbitrary point because you're saying
just said
one out of a billion is a very, very small percentage. But you don't get pregnant every time you go wrong, and it's a different percentage, probably much larger. But now we're just talking about an arbitrary decision of what the risk profile of getting pregnant is.
This man wants to go raw so badly, boy. This man woke up like, yo, I'm sick of condoms.
Whether it be the front or the back, he
man,
going raw.
Arturo is waging a holy war against the condom industry.
You know, I do like Patrice's joke. I'm like, please God, not AIDS. You know, like,
man, this man does not like condoms, man.
Please God, not AIDS.
He's gonna burn down every store with a condom as soon as we leave here.
Oh, that's
but you know why I say that?
He gonna attack the condom CEO.
If the CEO of Trojan, if the Trojan CEO winds up dead tomorrow, we know why.
I do have these strong eyebrows. You know?
We know the victim, the suspect, and the motive all in one podcast.
Yeah, boy, but I would caution you against that though, because the country won't be behind you like they are Luigi.
Well, a certain community
Half the country already hates me because I'm Hispanic. You know, the wave has turned on us, you know, like as of this last
Hispanic and against condoms. Oh, deport him down. Get him out of here.
Okay, I have a couple more videos to show react, and then we can wrap up. But this has been
something
so
you don't know
fun,
how to do.
You know,
I'm sorry. Too soon.
Let me what? I didn't catch it. But
you said we go wrap up.
Oh yeah. That's right. I mean in the metaphorical sense, obviously not the physical one.
Oh man, I be doing that sometimes. I'm like, oh no. I'll be reaching for it and pull back.
Okay, guys. Oh, thank you so much. Oh. Here you go. No, honey, please. Seriously, let me take care of it. Oh, there's no money on this thing, is there?
No, there is not.
It's a car that just says, I'm just a girl, you know?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, that's hilarious. You put a prank meal like that, I'll just laugh and pay. I'm like, all right, you got it.
But I have this, and then this other one.
If I have to save one more number from Hinge to add to the hundreds of numbers from Hinge that just like me enough to match with me, talk to me on Hinge,
text me on my number that I provide,
and then like stop after a day?
What the fuck are we doing, bro?
What are we doing? What? Literally just be like, no. Or match with me and be like, you're fucking disgusting.
I hate you. You're weird. Bye.
But now I've got all these names in my contacts, and I don't know where the fuck,
like, I don't know who they are. I don't even know who. There's so many numbers in my phone. Not a flex.
Quite the opposite, actually. So many numbers in my phone of a first name and about 3 text messages between us. And that's it. Why are we what are we doing? Why did you want my number?
That's the face of stupidity.
The old tag, like if you meet somebody, the old tag outside of their name, like information about them, like you just put their name down.
Yeah, I don't put it. I just like if it's names because some conversations don't even last that long. And guess what? Delete.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because so you do go through your screens. Like I sometimes will like tag, like let's say I'm in somebody's ship, blah blah blah, ship, red hair, black hair, like glasses, like to remind myself, am I the only one or?
I do that.
Nah, you got to though. Sometimes with common names you got to. Like you be forgetting it a lot. Don't have the same name in your phone spelled the exact same way and it's supposed to be unique. Oh man, you gonna forget. And then you text that one person that's not that person you be texting this whole while, and then it's like, what do you want? Why you text me? And it's like, oh, I meant such and such. You be confused.
I only save numbers like that if we talk very consistent and there's very good potential.
If there's a potential going wrong.
Yeah. Otherwise, there's no potential. Delete. I'm not wasting my space just to keep a number floating in my contacts. For what?
She's talking
Days. Yeah.
Talking facts.
Cool. Let's do last thoughts, and then we'll see what everybody wants to plug. I do want to bring up, Wafik, you sent in a question about the sister, Tia and Tamara.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that are you guys familiar with the show?
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, one of the sisters, decided to get divorced, and it's not because of SA or any kind of violence or anything. It just seems like she was like bored or got tired of it. Wafik, do I have that right?
Yeah, from what I understand, I still haven't heard her giving any other reason than she was just pretty much bored in her marriage and wanted to try something different, so she ended it.
And that she's getting like torn up on the internet, right? Like, and then we'll start with Lamonte and we'll go to the left. Do you think it's cool to just, I'm tired of this marriage, time for a divorce, just casually like that? Or what's your perspective on
I
that?
kind of do hate to say this, but it bears on my soul and on my chest that I have to say this. I agree with what Wafik said. You do have to be honest in a relationship going to something like that. You honestly have to tell your significant other or your partner, like, hey, I don't want this no more. I don't want to be here. I'm bored. What now? Because like think of it. Think of it like this. When you
even in a marriage.
Okay. You have to be honest with yourself first. Then honest with your partner, your significant other. Because at the end of the day, y'all gotta lay next to each other. Y'all gotta live next to each other. You gotta deal with each other because you wanna go home to peace, quiet, tranquility, happiness. You don't wanna go home to misery because misery love company, and then at the same time, the shit can go ugly real quick. It can get crazy. So you want everything to be kosher and sane. Be honest.
Okay, so no major protest on that, just being like,
I mean,
I'm out.
If that's her decision, me personally, I would want closure. I want to know, like, confirmation. I want to know what's going on, why, what can I do to better myself. And then again, I'm like, okay, if this is how you truly feel, act on it. I don't want I don't want any type of mixed emotions, no mixed feelings. I don't want you to spaz out on me, go left. I just want peace and quiet. I want the most simplest, less complex way possible of doing things. And I do not want the cops to be involved at all, so especially at my own home,
Okay, thank you for your perspective. Mels, what's your perspective on, that laissez-faire attitude of just like, quitting a marriage?
Honestly, going off what you said, I do agree. I think, I think she probably fell out of love, to be honest, just because I've also experienced it and I've witnessed it before. Obviously, it's their marriage. It's something on a deeper level that, the public doesn't see. But, she could have fallen out of love. And, he does, need the communication. She let him know, hey, I wasn't feeling this. Because why would, I don't want to have someone in my life and, hey, just kind of keep him along. And when I don't want to be in their life anymore, I don't want to be part of it. It's not fair to them. I think it's best to cut ties. And it does hurt for both parties. It's definitely not easy at all. But, she gave him the respect to let him know and, be able to follow through with that divorce. And I, wish them the best of luck.
No, thank you. Thank you. Does this change, does your perspective for either of you change if they have children, if they have small children?
I mean, you got to be honest with the kids, too. Kids are understanding. You got to give them more grace and more benefit of the doubt than that. They depends on the age. They can understand and again say, okay, so this is what we got to go through, or this is the situation.
Okay.
Especially if your kids are understanding and you brought them out right.
Yeah, like don't stay if you're unhappy. Don't stay just because of the kids.
Yeah, because you do that, you keep stringing along the partner, you string along the kids with them, and then it gets to a point where the kids see how you treating the other person, and they gotta grow up with that, and that's not necessarily the best case either.
Okay, I hear you. And does it change for you at all if there's children involved?
No, I believe co-parenting also does exist. As long as both parties are in the kid's life. I think that's really what it matters, and to provide that support and emotional, need that they will have growing up.
Man, fuck them kids.
Makes sense. Wafik, what's your position?
Well, from what I understand from listening to her talk, she's gone on record. She was on The View. She said he's a very good man. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't cheat on me. Didn't abuse me. I was just listening to my single friends, and they seemed like they were having so much fun, living their best lives, and I just got bored and wanted to try something different. And here's the problem. Now she's complaining about the dating pool, about single life. She's saying, oh, it's so bad. It's so hard being single. I don't know how people do it. Well, you were in a marriage. You beat that single life and you ended it because someone drove by in a flashy car that made single life look really good. So to me, that is an unwise decision. I would err on the side, especially if you have children. Once you have children, it's no longer about you. It's about all of you. You can't be, that's why when we watch the Animal Planet, when the lion comes, the wildebeest surround the young and they're willing to die to keep those kids in the middle alive because that's the next generation to keep their gene pool going. Once you have kids, it's about the kids. It's no longer about you. So we should err on the side of trying to stay together and reconcile. I know you said co-parenting is real, but it's not as good as two parents being married in the same household. So we should try to preserve that for the sake of the kids. Try. Once we try it, if it still doesn't work, yeah, divorce is an option, but we should try to preserve that first because you made the decision to have children, so it's no longer about you.
No, yeah, it depends on the situation too. Like if they haven't tried, then yeah, definitely give it a try because that matters. But if they tried and tried again, at some point you gotta just like, okay, the wheel's not gonna stay on. The wheels keep falling off. We gotta go to a different route, do a different direction because at some point you do gotta say, you know what? Let me just take a step back, analyze this whole situation, and then get out of here. Because
yeah, and the problem is some people don't even try, and they don't even try because they don't even say what the problem is. They don't express to their partner, "I'm not happy with this." They just jump right to divorce because other people in their lives tell them, "Well, go ahead and get a divorce." The friends tell them, "Go ahead and get a divorce, girl." The guys tell them, "Hey, man, you need to get a divorce."
Yeah. And they just tell them,
"I'm gonna come."
Okay, the rock. You can't. I mean, in situations like that, man, if you got kids in a marriage, I want to listen. I want to advise you to listen to your single friends when they don't have any kids, any significant other, or any type of experience with that, because they don't really know what or how you're feeling when you're going through some situation or some things like that. Because it's like, how can you tell me how to raise something? You know, I'm not saying you can't listen to someone single without kids, advice upon raising kids, but at the same time, not 100% of the time, maybe 50%, but not 100% of the time. You know, like you gotta do what's best for you. You don't want to drag the kids in a situation where it's okay now, but then for a fact it's gonna get worse later on. You know, I've gone through that personally. Like I've gone through a situation where my parents was married together and then they got divorced. You know, I'm like in elementary and going to middle school when it happened. So like I get it. You know.
Yeah, same.
Or separation, not
divorce.
Yeah, separation.
Parents myself.
Yeah, say some of our news on the same shit, you know.
Yeah.
Until you start saying butt shit was wrong, but you know, we're doing the same shit.
My parents were also divorced when I was 7.
That makes a lot of sense, Rafi. You gotta try going raw now, because I feel like that'd be better for you.
Well, the point I said, the reason I said it is because we're also on the same thing, but I'm against going raw.
Oh my God! We was here. We was here. So close.
Awesome. Well, let's do last thoughts and then we'll do plugs. I'll start with you, Mel. Like, what are your last thoughts? Do you have any other remaining questions that you want to ask of the panel? And what was your overall experience?
I think my last thoughts with what you guys said. Couples therapy does exist. I really I'm in therapy myself, and I love it. I love my therapist. And there's so much help around there. Don't listen to your friends. Therapy. Therapy could if it doesn't work, cool. But therapy also just give it a shot. I think it's good. Important just to follow through with this, and then you have your friends and family for support. But if it works, it works. It doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah. Well, perfect. No, thank you for your perspective. Lamonte, what any last thoughts?
Yes, of course. I'm in therapy too. I do stand-up comedy, so that's my therapy. So no,
that's what T.I. said when he was at Good Nights last weekend.
No,
he said, "I'm up here doing this because it's cheaper than therapy."
No, you're not wrong, but yeah. But I agree. Therapy is not too bad. It's actually I never tried it, but it's something to look forward to or to do. In a relationship with your significant other. But that's what it goes with what he says, though. If you try, getting therapy is a form of trying. It's a form of effort.
Yeah.
That's what people really do fail to realize and acknowledge that like putting in the effort makes all the difference in changing the world, you know. So I agree with that, and of course, I agree with what I said earlier too. Yeah, I know I'm right.
Perfect, thank you, Wafiq. Any last thoughts? Any remaining questions that you may have?
Yeah, try get out of the matrix. If you know what you're doing right now has not been working, you know it's a 50% divorce rate. You know what everybody else is telling you about how this whole man-woman thing should be going, and it's clearly not working. Stop. I mean, what else in life do we say, hey, there's a 50% chance if you step out of the door today, you're going to get shot in your head and die. Would you leave? No, you wouldn't. But for some reason, people keep doing what they've been doing with this whole man-woman thing and getting angry and blaming marriage on it. Well, marriage is stupid. It clearly doesn't work. No, it's that you've been doing marriage wrong, as evidenced by the 50% divorce rate. That's not marriage's fault. That's your stupid fault. Stop doing marriage that particular way. Stop dating the way you've been dating and get out of that system of that matrix. And I think you'll find yourself a lot better off.
Stop being stupid.
Yeah, stop being stupid. That's a great message. Also, make sure and the first thing you can do to do that is to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Comedian Wafiq Zarif, and make sure you follow me all over social media at Wafiq Zarif. My name should be on the screen somewhere, but in case it's not, WAFEEQ ZARIF, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of that. But the YouTube channel, most important, Comedian Wafiq Zarif.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
How about you, Lamonte? You want people to follow you anywhere?
Yes.
Or anything to plug?
I go by Lamonte Blunt, LAMONTA BLOUNT, like the smoking the blunt.
So you pronounce it Lamonte, but it reads as Lamanta, and that's, I think that's what tripped me up last time.
It's an accent over the A. I told you that.
Huh?
It's an accent over the A.
Oh, okay.
He's fancy.
It's fancy.
It's French for that nigga. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Nah.
Oui.
Oui, bonjour. I speak a little French too.
Cool.
Now, follow me at Lamonte Blunt, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, or X, Instagram, where have you. I'm not on Threads yet. I should be though. Post content there. Do shows around in Raleigh whenever I get booked. Mike's, find me around the Triangle, anywhere in North Carolina. I'm gonna travel to outside. It's my New Year's resolution to travel outside of the states and country, you know, and also do more things. Fuck with your boy. I'm out here, and of course, look out for shows coming up and dates coming up soon.
Awesome, thank you, Mel. Anything you want to plug or anything that you know? Are the DMs open? Should people slide into the DMs?
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot your shot. You can find me everywhere: Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat at the Asian one _8. Only for Instagram. The rest is Asian one.
That's perfect. Well, thank you all. This has been Manly Girly. Hey.
And that's a wrap. Beautiful guy.
Now we're all just sick inside it. Take us back to before we grew up, before our problems blew up. We really needed that. Hey, heads up, heads up.